dragon's power knows no bounds or fear. Ready to wield it? Fight with the dragon's might. Dravian X suit. Get now.
देखो, हर एक टूर्नामेंट अपना बेस्ट देने के लिए खेलना है, वहाँ से कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट अभी जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है ग्लोबल की, वो सबसे बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है और वही सबको है कि भाई सब अपना बेस्ट देना है और वो अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब करना है।
आई थिंक इट्स अ बिग अपॉर्चुनिटी कि हम सभी लोगों के लिए आफ्टर अ लॉन्ग टाइम मतलब इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करने का मौका मिला है। आई डेंट मतलब मेरे हिसाब से तो सभी लोग बहुत एक्साइटेड होंगे उस चीज़ के लिए कि फाइनली अपन इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर पाएंगे ग्लोबल स्टेज पे, तो वी आर एक्साइटेड।
जो मेरे को पर्सनली फैक्टर लगता है वो ये है कि ग्लोबल लेवल पे हर एक प्लेयर अपने आप को संभालने के कैपेबल रहता है एंड इंडियन लॉबी में बहुत टीम्स हैं जो आईजीएल को थोड़ा स्पून फीड करना पड़ता है अपने प्लेयर्स को, जिसकी वजह से आईजीएल का थोड़ा मैक्सिमम अपना आउटपुट नहीं जा पाता है एंड बेसिकली बैलेंस बनाना पड़ेगा आईजीएल एंड सारे प्लेयर्स मतलब एटलीस्ट असॉल्टिंग उसमें सेम फ्रंट पे हो एंड गेम नॉलेज भी सारे प्लेयर्स में इक्वल हो, तो फिर आई थिंक इंटरनेशनल लॉबी में ज़्यादा परफॉर्मेंस आने के चांसेस हैं।
बेसिक चीज़ सब बोलते हैं लैक ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, जो कि हमें ग्लोबल स्टेज का बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। बाकी गिन के 3-4 टीम से आई थिंक सो खेली है ग्लोबल इवेंट्स, हमें चांस भी बहुत ही कम मिला है। पुराने टाइम में मिलता था तब सब अच्छा भी करते थे, पर अभी के टाइम पे आई थिंक सो एक्सपीरियंस ही जो है हमें पीछे कर देता है।
अभी इंडियन टीम्स ज़्यादा इंटरनेशनल खेली नहीं है, तो वही है मेन उनका ड्रॉप कि ज़्यादा खेला नहीं है उन्होंने। अगर ज़्यादा खेलेंगे वहाँ पर स्क्रीम्स वगैरह होंगी तो 1 महीने से लेके कम से कम 3 महीने के बीच में वो प्रॉपर प्रिपेयर हो जाएगी अपनी इंडियन टीम्स, अगर रेगुलर बेसिस पे खेले उनके साथ तो बहुत इजी है।
बाहर मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि बाहर के लिए इंडियन टीम्स में रेडी, तो एक नाम मैं आर्यन का लूँगा कि अभी वो आए हैं, तो अगर वो वापस जाते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली उन्होंने कुछ सीखा होगा तो उसमें वो बेटर करेंगे क्योंकि वो बैक टू बैक होगा। और सेकंड थर्ड मेरे को लगता है ओजी एक है और एक K9 है, क्योंकि बहुत टाइम से वो स्टिक्ड है और उनकी सिनर्जी बहुत हेल्प करेगी उन्हें बाहर जाके अच्छा खेलने में आई फील। और ग्राइंड का मतलब यहाँ पे टीम गेम मेरे को लगता है इंडिया में प्लेयर्स थोड़ा कम खेलते हैं और सोलो इंडिविजुअल ज़्यादा, तो इसीलिए सोलो प्लेयर्स ज़्यादा हाइप अप होते हैं टीम से ज़्यादा एट टाइम्स, क्योंकि टीम गेम थोड़ा ख़राब होता है, तो टीम गेम फोकस करना चाहिए शायद मेरे हिसाब से।
अपने अलावा किसी को अब तक मैंने सोचा नहीं था, लेकिन अगर बोलूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि गॉड लाइक जानी चाहिए यार, क्योंकि इसलिए नहीं क्योंकि मुझे व्यूज़ चाहिए, इसलिए क्योंकि जॉनी ऑलरेडी ये लॉबी खेल चुका है बाहर की एंड गॉड लाइक एक बड़ा नाम है, जॉनी एक बड़ा नाम है, तो मैं चाहता हूँ वापस ये लोग जब वापस इंटरनेशनल खेले ना तो जो गेम प्ले बहुत टाइम से इंडियन टीम्स का मिसिंग था बाहर वो देखने को मिलेगा ना। आई थिंक जो प्लेयर्स हैं गॉड लाइक में वो सारे ही बहुत अच्छे हैं। अगर आप देखो इंडिविजुअल स्किल सेट या एक्सपीरियंस वाइज तो आई थिंक टीम गॉड लाइक, दिल से गॉड लाइक।
मेरे हिसाब से फर्स्ट तो ओजी है, वो सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा अभी फॉर्म में और सबसे लंबे टाइम से साथ में जीडीआर, और एक मैं बोलूँगा कि मैड किंग्स भी अच्छा कर सकती है।
आई थिंक टीम्स है, प्लेयर्स में स्किल्स भी है, बस थोड़ा सा जो डिफरेंस है थोड़ा आई थिंक कॉन्फिडेंस का है। अगर आई थिंक कॉन्फिडेंट रहेंगे तो कोई भी स्टेज पे खेल सकते हैं मेरे हिसाब से।
A dragon's power knows no bounds or fear. Ready to wield it? Fight with the dragon's might. Dragon X suit. Get now. dragon's power knows no bounds or fear. Ready to wield it? Fight with the dragon's might. Dravian X suit. Get now.
देखो, हर एक टूर्नामेंट अपना बेस्ट देने के लिए खेलना है, वहाँ से कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट अभी जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है ग्लोबल की, वो सबसे बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है और वही सबको है कि भाई सब अपना बेस्ट देना है और वो अपॉर्चुनिटी ग्रैब करना है।
आई थिंक इट्स अ बिग अपॉर्चुनिटी कि हम सभी लोगों के लिए आफ्टर अ लॉन्ग टाइम मतलब इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करने का मौका मिला है। आई डेंट मतलब मेरे हिसाब से तो सभी लोग बहुत एक्साइटेड होंगे उस चीज़ के लिए कि फाइनली अपन इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर पाएंगे ग्लोबल स्टेज पे, तो वी आर एक्साइटेड।
जो मेरे को पर्सनली फैक्टर लगता है वो ये है कि ग्लोबल लेवल पे हर एक प्लेयर अपने आप को संभालने के कैपेबल रहता है एंड इंडियन लॉबी में बहुत टीम्स हैं जो आईजीएल को थोड़ा स्पून फीड करना पड़ता है अपने प्लेयर्स को, जिसकी वजह से आईजीएल का थोड़ा मैक्सिमम अपना आउटपुट नहीं जा पाता है एंड बेसिकली बैलेंस बनाना पड़ेगा आईजीएल एंड सारे प्लेयर्स मतलब एटलीस्ट असॉल्टिंग उसमें सेम फ्रंट पे हो एंड गेम नॉलेज भी सारे प्लेयर्स में इक्वल हो, तो फिर आई थिंक इंटरनेशनल लॉबी में ज़्यादा परफॉर्मेंस आने के चांसेस हैं।
बेसिक चीज़ सब बोलते हैं लैक ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, जो कि हमें ग्लोबल स्टेज का बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। बाकी गिन के 3-4 टीम से आई थिंक सो खेली है ग्लोबल इवेंट्स, हमें चांस भी बहुत ही कम मिला है। पुराने टाइम में मिलता था तब सब अच्छा भी करते थे, पर अभी के टाइम पे आई थिंक सो एक्सपीरियंस ही जो है हमें पीछे कर देता है।
अभी इंडियन टीम्स ज़्यादा इंटरनेशनल खेली नहीं है, तो वही है मेन उनका ड्रॉप कि ज़्यादा खेला नहीं है उन्होंने। अगर ज़्यादा खेलेंगे वहाँ पर स्क्रीम्स वगैरह होंगी तो 1 महीने से लेके कम से कम 3 महीने के बीच में वो प्रॉपर प्रिपेयर हो जाएगी अपनी इंडियन टीम्स, अगर रेगुलर बेसिस पे खेले उनके साथ तो बहुत इजी है।
बाहर मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि बाहर के लिए इंडियन टीम्स में रेडी तो एक नाम मैं आर्यन का लूँगा कि अभी वो आए हैं, तो अगर वो वापस जाते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली उन्होंने कुछ सीखा होगा तो उसमें वो बेटर करेंगे क्योंकि वो बैक टू बैक होगा। और सेकंड थर्ड मेरे को लगता है ओजी एक है और एक K9 है, क्योंकि बहुत टाइम से वो स्टिक्ड है और उनकी सिनर्जी बहुत हेल्प करेगी उन्हें बाहर जाके अच्छा खेलने में आई फील। और ग्राइंड का मतलब यहाँ पे टीम गेम मेरे को लगता है इंडिया में प्लेयर्स थोड़ा कम खेलते हैं और सोलो इंडिविजुअल ज़्यादा, तो इसीलिए सोलो प्लेयर्स ज़्यादा हाइप अप होते हैं टीम से ज़्यादा एट टाइम्स, क्योंकि टीम गेम थोड़ा ख़राब होता है, तो टीम गेम फोकस करना चाहिए शायद मेरे हिसाब से।
अपने अलावा किसी को अब तक मैंने सोचा नहीं था, लेकिन अगर बोलूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि गॉड लाइक जानी चाहिए यार, क्योंकि इसलिए नहीं क्योंकि मुझे व्यूज़ चाहिए, इसलिए क्योंकि जॉनी ऑलरेडी ये लॉबी खेल चुका है बाहर की एंड यू नो गॉड लाइक एक बड़ा नाम है, जॉनी एक बड़ा नाम है, तो मैं चाहता हूँ वापस ये लोग जब वापस इंटरनेशनल खेले ना तो जो गेम प्ले बहुत टाइम से इंडियन टीम्स का मिसिंग था बाहर, वो देखने को मिलेगा ना। आई थिंक जो प्लेयर्स हैं गॉड लाइक में वो सारे ही बहुत अच्छे हैं। अगर आप देखो इंडिविजुअल स्किल सेट या एक्सपीरियंस वाइज, तो आई थिंक टीम गॉड लाइक, दिल से गॉड लाइक।
मेरे हिसाब से फर्स्ट तो ओजी है, वो सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा अभी फॉर्म में और सबसे लंबे टाइम से साथ में जीडीआर, और एक मैं बोलूँगा कि मैड किंग्स भी अच्छा कर सकती है।
आई थिंक टीम्स है, प्लेयर्स में स्किल्स भी है, बस थोड़ा सा जो डिफरेंस है थोड़ा आई थिंक कॉन्फिडेंस का है। अगर आई थिंक कॉन्फिडेंट रहेंगे तो कोई भी स्टेज पे खेल सकते हैं मेरे हिसाब से।
Dragon's power knows no bounds or fear. Ready to wield it?
हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है आप सभी का क्राफ्ट ऑन इंडिया ई स्पोर्ट्स बैटलग्राउंड्स मोबाइल इंडिया शो डाउन में। आज है लोअर ब्रैकेट का पहला दिन और आज से शुरू होगा वो सिलसिला जो इन टीम्स को ग्लोबल चैंपियनशिप्स तक लेके जाएगा। मेरा नाम है स्पीडो और मेरे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं सुपर जॉनी जॉनी। इट्स अमेजिंग राइट, फाइनली इतने समय के बाद ग्लोबल चैंपियनशिप्स का रास्ता खुला है एंड ये टूर्नामेंट आज पहला दिन। कितने एक्साइटेड हो आप?
मैं काफी ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हूं और मेरे ख्याल से हमारे जो प्लेयर्स हैं, हमने आज के इंटरव्यूज में भी देखा कि एक्साइटेड भी है, नर्वस भी हैं। हर कोई उसी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी के बारे में सोच रहा है जो काफ़ी लंबे टाइम के बाद हमको मिली है। और अब देखना ये है कि यहाँ पे शोडाउन का जो सफ़र रहने वाला है वो कैसा रहने वाला है। इन टीम्स के लिए कई बड़े चेंजेस टीम्स के अंदर भी हमने देखे और उसका इम्पैक्ट जो है वो अगले कुछ दिनों में नजर आएगा।
देखिए काफी एक लंबा टूर्नामेंट है, आपको बहुत सारे मैचेस खेलने हैं, बहुत सारे राउंड्स को पार करके फाइनल्स तक पहुंचना है। फॉर्मेट के बारे में जरूर बात करेंगे, लेकिन इतने लंबे टूर्नामेंट में स्ट्रेस फ्री रहना बहुत जरूरी है। प्लेयर्स के जो फिफ्थ प्लेयर हैं, सब्स्टिट्यूट्स हैं, उनको भी मुझे लगता है स्टेप अप करना पड़ेगा शोडाउन में।
एग्जैक्टली, आई मीन जैसा आपने बोला, स्ट्रेस फ्री रहना है, आपको अडेप्ट करना है। बिकॉज आप ऐसा सोचिए, हम हमेशा बात करते हैं कि एक नॉर्मल टूर्नामेंट कैसा होता है। आप एक ऑनलाइन लीग स्टेज खेलते हैं, उसके बाद आप आते हैं एक ऐसे एनवायरनमेंट में जहाँ पे सारे जो एनवायरनमेंट के वेरिएबल्स है वो आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है। यू आर सिटिंग इन एन अरीना, लाइट्स आ रही हैं आपके चेहरे पे, आपके आसपास सारे कंपेटिटर्स हैं, उनके रिएक्शंस जब वो आपको फिनिश करते हैं तब आपको नजर आता है, या जब आप उन्हें फिनिश करते हैं वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन भी आपको देखने का मौका मिलता है। ये सारी चीजें सारी जो हमारी टीम्स हैं उनको एक्सपीरियंस करने को मिलेंगे ओवर द नेक्स्ट 21 डेज एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई एम एक्साइटेड अबाउट।
देखिए इतने सारे वेरिएबल वो तो उनके हाथ में नहीं है, लेकिन जो उनके हाथ में है वो ये है कि उनको ये पता है कि वो कौन सी टीम्स के अगेंस्ट खेलने वाले हैं। ग्रुप ड्रॉ जॉनी, इट वाज अमेजिंग एंड हमेशा की तरह इस बार भी ग्रुप ड्रॉ में बहुत मजा आया।
ओह आई मीन आप थे उस चीज के लिए, वहां पे काफी ज्यादा केओस हमेशा ग्रुप ड्रॉस पे रहता ही है एंड इस बार भी वैसा ही था। कई बड़े नाम हमको नजर आए लोअर ब्रैकेट के अंदर और अब देखना ये है कि उनके अगेंस्ट जो हमारे अंडरडॉग्स हैं वो compete करेंगे, उनका परफॉर्मेंस कैसा रहता है। बिकॉज जैसा हमने बात करी, इट्स गोना बी अ लैन एनवायरनमेंट फॉर एवरीवन, राइट? एवरीवन ऑन द सेम स्टेज, हर कोई आपके आस पड़ोस में बैठा है। बड़ी टीम्स को, बड़े नामों को, एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स को, दे यूज्ड टू इट। नई जो टीम्स हैं जो कभी इससे पहले फाइनल्स तक पहुंची नहीं, पहली बार ऐसे अरीना के अंदर खेलेंगी, उनको देखने के लिए मैं ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हूँ। हाउ डू दे परफॉर्म, डू दे राइज अप टू द चैलेंज, or are we still gonna see the old guard just, well, basically be a guard and not anyone? True.
Absolutely, I mean यहाँ पे कंपटीशन का लेवल सच में बढ़ने वाला है। पहले हमने बताया कि ग्लोबल चैंपियनशिप्स दांव पे लगी हुई हैं, साथ ही साथ आपने बात करी उन इनएक्सपीरियंस कुछ हद तक टीम्स की, बट वो भी यहाँ पे परफॉर्मेंस के बल पे ही पहुंचे हैं और वो भी एक बड़ी चीज उनके लिए। लेकिन बड़ी टीम्स, बड़ा प्रेशर उनके ऊपर होगा, उनको अपने स्किल्स भी शो करने पड़ेंगे इस शोडाउन के अंदर, बिकॉज यहाँ पे सिर्फ टीम वर्क भी काम नहीं करेगी, यू हैव टू स्टेप अप इंडिविजुअली एज वेल एज अ टीम। बट बड़ी टीम्स की बात कर ही रहे हैं, VXT, RNTX, वाइल्ड फैंग्स, इट्स गोना बी अ टफ वन। और ग्रुप ड्रॉस के अंदर ग्रुप A जो बना था, दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली अमेजिंग।
मैं वही बोलने वाला था, आपने जो पहले दो नाम लिए ना, आई थिंक देश की सबसे बड़ी टीमों में से कुछ रोस्टर्स ये दो कहलाते हैं और दोनों सेम ग्रुप के अंदर हैं। आज के दिन की शुरुआत बहुत ज़्यादा केओटिक होने वाली है, ये बात तो तय है। और साथ ही साथ बात करें हम स्टोरी लाइंस की, कई प्लेयर्स जो ऐसे हैं वो अपनी पर्सनल रिडेम्पशन के लिए भी यहाँ पे आए। ग्रुप बी के अंदर हमको वशिष्ठा ई स्पोर्ट्स नजर आती है। हाल फिलहाल में एक रीसेंट टूर्नामेंट हुआ था, काफ़ी एक्सपेक्टेशंस थी उनसे, लिव अप नहीं कर पाए उन एक्सपेक्टेशंस पे। तो यहाँ पे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होगा, बहुत क्रिटिकल होगा दैट अ टीम लाइक वशिष्ठा ई स्पोर्ट्स आल्सो राइज अप टू द चैलेंज।
ऑलराइट, हम बात कर ही रहे हैं उनका जिनके लिए यहाँ पे कमबैक करना बहुत जरूरी है। आपने वशिष्ठा की बात करी, हेक्टर उनमें से एक हैं एंड ही वांट्स टू मेक श्योर कि इस बार कोई गलती ना हो, बिकॉज पिछले कुछ समय से गलतियां बहुत सारी हो रही हैं। बट उनके साथ में बहुत सारे ऐसे प्लेयर्स हैं जो अपना नाम दोबारा ऊपर लेके जाना चाहते हैं। 2OP टॉप डॉग इज बैक यार, एंड ही इज लुकिंग डिफरेंट।
ही इज लुकिंग डिफरेंट इंडीड। ये बात में सच्चाई बहुत ज्यादा है, बिकॉज हाल फिलहाल में हम लोग उनसे मिले एक आध दिन पहले, no one was able to recognize the guy, तो वो काफी सरप्राइजिंग था। I hope his performance is better than before as well, because I think 2OP official उनको भी जरूरत पड़ेगी। लेकिन स्पेरो, ये तो जाने पहचाने लोगों की बात करना, let's talk about some new faces. Sinway Esports, like recently, हाल फिलहाल में again another third party tournament happened. Sinway Esports out of nowhere just was dominating some of the best teams in the country, finishing in the top 3, वो podium finish एक बहुत बड़ी achievement। और वो momentum अगर carry forward कर पाए इस showdown के लिए, it is gonna turn out to be a showdown with Sinway.
Absolutely, and जब भी हम सिनवे की बात करते हैं, people से यार ये तो पहली बार दिख रहे हैं हमको, पहली बार आए हैं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है यार। सिनवे मोक्ष हैदराबाद हाइड्रास से पिछली इतनी बार उन्होंने खेला है, हर बार ऑफिशियल में आते हैं। और BGMI चाहे BMPS हो, सेमीफाइनल्स वीक 2 में दोनों बार बाहर हुए थे, यानी फाइनल्स अभी तक नहीं देखा है उन्होंने। और ये एक सबसे बड़ा मौका उनके पास ग्रैंड फाइनल्स पहुंचने का, नॉट ओनली ग्रैंड फाइनल्स पहुंचने का, बियॉन्ड बाउंड्रीज जाने का, इंटरनेशनल जाने का, तो इससे बड़ा मौका नहीं मिलेगा। बट वी ऑलरेडी टॉक्ड अबाउट अ लॉट ऑफ टीम्स, देयर आर फ्यू टीम्स जो यहाँ पे अपना नाम बनाना चाहती हैं, ग्रेविटी उनमें से एक है। VXT टीम चेंज हुई है, लाइन अप प्रेशर बहुत है उनके ऊपर भी।
या VXT के ऊपर प्रेशर तो रहता है, लेकिन आई थिंक VXT के जो प्लेयर्स हैं उनको आदत हो चुकी है। बट अभी जैसे बात कर रहे हैं कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चेंजेस की, तो ग्रेविटी जैसा आपने नाम लिया, उनके ऊपर आज काफ़ी ज़्यादा नज़र रहने वाली है। कुछ पहली चीज़, इस खिलाड़ी ने इंडिविजुअली अपने लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा नाम बनाया था, खासतौर से इस साल के शुरुआती हाफ के अंदर। और अब जब आप VXT जैसे एक नाम के साथ आते हैं, यू हैव ऑल ऑफ दीज प्लेयर्स विद यू, आई थिंक ये काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग मोमेंट रहेगा। बट लेट्स सी, अभी अगर टीम कंपैरिजन की बात करें, आपका क्या कहना है इनकी 2025 की शुरुआती कितने महीने हो गए? 10 महीने हो गए, 10 महीने की जर्नी के बारे में।
काफी अच्छी है, अगर आप यहाँ पे देखें तो ग्रेविटी ने बहुत अच्छा किया, BGIS उनका काफी अच्छा गया था। आप देखिए तो सही, 300 फिनिशेस वहाँ पे निकाले। हालांकि VXT के लिए ऐसा नहीं कह सकते, और बेहतर वो करना चाहते थे, बट अभी भी बहुत सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज उनको मिली हैं। वो यहाँ पे लोअर ब्रैकेट में, ग्रेविटी भी यहाँ पे लोअर ब्रैकेट में है, एंड बोथ हैव टू स्टेप अप अगर उनको आगे जाना है, बिकॉज यहाँ से टॉप 12 टीम्स अगर आप आते हैं, क्वार्टर फाइनल्स आप जाएंगे। लेकिन 4 दिन में अगर आप बॉटम 12 में है, you are done, you're going back home.
I mean, ये तो क्रिटिकल रहेगा, cause VXT की अगर बात करें आफ्टर हाउ 2024 was for them, मेरा एक सवाल आपसे ये रहने वाला है, आपको नहीं लगा कि हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशंस बहुत ही ज़्यादा थी एक टीम से कि भाई 2024 के 2 ऑफिशियल जीते, और 2025 का जो पहला हमारा ऑफिशियल हुआ था BGS 2025, we were all expecting them to again finish at the top.
मुझे लगता है कि कभी-कभी जब एक्सपेक्टेशन ज्यादा होती हैं तो वो डिसअपॉइंटमेंट में तब्दील भी हो जाती हैं, और वही हुआ VXT के साथ। टीम भी बदल गई, उनकी ऑर्ग बदल गई, नाम चेंज हुए हैं यहाँ पे, लेकिन प्लेयर्स में अभी भी जज्बा है। एंड मैं बाहर प्लेयर्स को देख रहा था, मैं मिला हूँ उनसे, एंड दे आर रेडी। शैडो, बट एक चीज, एक प्रॉब्लम जो आज के दिन में, बीइंग एन एनालिस्ट वी हैव टू टॉक अबाउट दैट, they are having drop clashes in all 3 matches जो आज वो खेलने वाले हैं।
और आई थिंक इसका इम्पैक्ट जो था वो हमें BGIS 2025 में ही नजर आ गया था, बिकॉज एक बड़ा रीजन कि VXT हमें फाइनल्स तक जाते हुए नहीं नजर आई थी वाज द ड्रॉप क्लैश विद पहले जो फिनिक्स ई स्पोर्ट्स का रोस्टर होता था, उनके अगेंस्ट इनकी बहुत फाइट्स होती थी। राइडर ई स्पोर्ट्स एक टीम थी, उन्होंने इनको बहुत ज़्यादा तंग किया था, और उसी ड्रॉप क्लैशेस के अंदर परफॉर्मेंस ना आ पाना, अर्ली वाइप आउट हो जाना कई मैचेस के अंदर, वाज अ बिग रीजन कि ये टीम बहुत जल्दी बाहर हो गई थी BGIS से। वो चीज़ बदलना बहुत क्रिटिकल होगा। अगर ड्रॉप क्लैशेस हैं, यू नीड टू मेक श्योर कि आप सर्वाइव करें। अच्छी बात यह है कि VXT के जो प्लेयर्स हैं ना, जो फॉर्म खराब हुई थी बीच में, वो वापस आ चुकी है, तो देखते हैं कैसा जाएगा। अभी तो कुछ बोल नहीं सकते, पर
देखिए रीसेंट टूर्नामेंट्स में ड्रॉप क्लैशेस की आदत तो सबको लग चुकी है, ये तो हम सबको पता है, लेकिन यहाँ पे जब ऑफिशियल में आते हैं प्रेशर ज्यादा होता है। लैंड है, पहला दिन है, मे बी अर्ली जिटर्स, इवन दो एक्सपीरियंस काफी ज्यादा है इन प्लेयर्स के पास, बट ये BMSD, सिर्फ हम GC की बात नहीं कर रहे, द प्राइस पूल इटसेल्फ इज रियली बिग, एंड उसके लिए भी प्लेयर्स को लड़ना पड़ेगा। एंड मुझे लगता है ना, यहाँ प्लेयर्स बिल्कुल तैयार हैं। तो चलिए एक बार जनता को भी दोबारा दिखाई देते हैं कि प्राइस पूल कितना है हमारा BMSD का, एंड दैट इज 1 करोड़ रुपीस। अगर आप चैंपियन बनते हैं, आपको मिलने वाले हैं 30 लाख रुपए। जॉनी, दैट इज अ बिग अमाउंट।
इट इज अ बिग अमाउंट इंडीड। आई थिंक एक टीम के लिए, एक इंडिविजुअल के लिए इस मंच तक पहुंच पाना, इतना बड़ा प्राइस पूल गेम चेंजिंग होता है, लाइफ चेंजिंग होता है। जो टीम सेकंड आएगी उन्हें 15 लाख मिलेंगे, थर्ड आने वाली टीम को 10, फोर्थ जो आएंगे उन्हें 7.5 लाख, फिफ्थ पर 6,25,000 रुपए, और बाकी का प्राइस पूल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन भी हमारे सामने। आई थिंक 15 to 16 पे जो टीम्स आती हैं 1,25,000, इट्स अ गुड अमाउंट। आप थोड़ी बहुत सेलिब्रेशंस कर सकते हैं अपने लिए, बट वही है ना स्पेरो कि यहाँ पे जो टीम्स आती है, नो वन इज प्लेइंग फॉर 16, एवरीवन इज प्लेइंग टू बी नंबर 1।
एब्सोल्युटली, इधर या तो आप नंबर 1 आ रहे हैं, या तो एटलीस्ट टॉप 8 में आने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, फिर फ्यूचर अपॉर्चुनिटीज ज्यादा मिलेंगी आपको। बट आगे भी देखते हैं, बेस्ट आईजीएल को 75,000 मिलने वाले हैं, बेस्ट क्लच अगर आप करते हैं, और बिलीव मी, हम सबको क्लचेस देखने में बहुत मजा आता है। 50,000 वहां पे है। MVP फाइनल्स के अगर आप बनेंगे तो 1 लाख, फैन फेवरेट को 50,000, पूरे टूर्नामेंट के MVP को 2 लाख रुपए। बट ये प्राइजेस पाने के लिए आपको पॉइंट्स निकालने पड़ते हैं, उसके लिए एक बार पॉइंट्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पे भी नजर डालते हैं। ऑफ कोर्स द सिमिलर वे, जिस तरह से हमने पिछले कुछ टूर्नामेंट्स देखे, नंबर फर्स्ट आप आते हैं, पोजीशन लेते हैं तो 10 अंक आपको पोजीशन के मिलते हैं, फिर उल्टी गिनती ये चलती रहती है। 9वें से 16वें पे कोई अंक आपको नहीं मिलता, और हर फिनिश का 1 पॉइंट आप लेके जाएंगे।
और हम हमेशा बात करते हैं, वो फिनिश पॉइंट्स जो होते हैं काफ़ी क्रिटिकल हो जाते हैं। अगर प्लेसमेंट्स आपकी नहीं आ रही, अगर आप ड्रॉप क्लैशेस का हिस्सा बन रहे हैं, प्लेयर्स अर्ली लूज कर रहे हैं, तो मिड गेम में फिनिशेस निकालना काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़रूरी। बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, एंड इन फैक्ट एट द एंड ऑफ एवरी सिंगल राउंड, वो कंसिस्टेंट परफॉर्मेंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाएगी। आपको मेक श्योर करना पड़ेगा आप टॉप 4 टॉप 5 हर गेम में आ रहे हैं और साथ ही साथ 6 से 7 फिनिश हर मैच में निकाल रहे हैं। अगर ये एवरेज मेंटेन किया, यू आर गुड टू गो।
देखिए एवरेजेस की आप बात करें, इन द एंड यहाँ पे क्या गोल है, लोअर ब्रैकेट में क्या गोल है आपका? इट्स सिंपल राइट, आपको टॉप 12 में आना है।
Yes.
नंबर 1 आने का कोई आपको अलग से रिवॉर्ड नहीं मिलने वाला, तो एवरेज मेंटेन करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। एंड वहाँ फिर मैं सोचता हूँ कि क्या शुरू के मैचेस में एक्स्ट्रा रिस्क लिया जा सकता है एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स गेन करने के लिए। मे बी जो टॉप क्लैशेस की आप बात कर रहे थे, VXT का तो हो ही रहा है एंड राइडर के साथ ही हो रहा है, फिनिक्स के साथ ही हो रहा है, तो ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। बट जेनेक्स FM एक टीम है, क्लिचेक्स रीबॉर्न, हाउ दे आर गोइंग टू प्ले, दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट।
मैं एक इनसाइड इन्फॉर्मेशन लाया हूँ आपके लिए,
बताइए।
फिनिक्स की साइड से चेंज है थोड़ा सा।
जी हाँ,
Yeah.
क्या बात। आई होप VXT को ये पता हो, बट फॉर्मेट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट। यू नो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट लोअर ब्रैकेट, आपको भी दिखा देते हैं कि किस तरीके से आप यहां से फाइनल्स तक का सफर तय कर सकते हैं। राउंड 1 की शुरुआत आज से होगी, जहां पे हमारे पास है सबसे पहले लोअर ब्रैकेट। ऑफ कोर्स 4 दिन का ये खेल है, 18 सितंबर से शुरू हो रहा है, 21 तक जाएगा। 24 टीम्स यहां पे इनवाइटेड हैं, जिनको 3 ग्रुप्स में विभाजित किया गया है।
और उसके बाद ये 3 ग्रुप्स जो हैं एक राउंड रॉबिन फॉर्मेट के अगेंस्ट एक दूसरे के अगेंस्ट खेलने वाले हैं। 12 टीम्स जो होंगी टॉप 12 वो यहाँ से आगे बढ़ेंगी और जो बॉटम 12 होंगी वो एलिमिनेट हो जाएंगी। अगर हम अपर ब्रैकेट की बात करें, 4 दिन का कंपटीशन अपर ब्रैकेट में भी हमको देखने को मिलेगा। सेम चीज, 24 टीम्स 3 ग्रुप्स के अंदर राउंड रॉबिन फॉर्मेट, लेकिन एक चीज यहाँ पे अलग होगी, टॉप 12 आगे बढ़ेंगी, जाएंगी सेमीफाइनल्स और जो बॉटम 12 होंगी वो खेलेंगी क्वार्टर फाइनल्स।
जी हाँ, और उसके बाद शुरू होगा क्वार्टर फाइनल्स का सिलसिला, जहां पे एक बार फिर से खतरा रहेगा एलिमिनेशन का। बट सितंबर 26 से सितंबर 29 तक क्वार्टर फाइनल्स खेला जाएगा, ये भी राउंड रॉबिन फॉर्मेट में ही आपको देखने को मिलेगा। 24 टीम्स, 16 मैचेस मिलेंगे हर एक टीम को। टॉप 12 यहाँ पे सेमीफाइनल्स जाएंगी, बॉटम 12 में आप हैं तो एलिमिनेशन आपका पक्का है।
एग्जैक्टली लेकिन सेमीफाइनल्स की अगर बात करें, सेमीफाइनल्स में पहुंची हुई 24 जो हमारी टीमें होंगी वो एक बार फिर से राउंड रॉबिन फॉर्मेट के अंदर compete करेंगी। 3 ग्रुप्स डिवाइड करे जाएंगे, 4 दिन का हमारा कंपटीशन रहेगा। टॉप 8 को डायरेक्ट एंट्री मिलने वाली है ग्रैंड फाइनल्स की तरफ, लेकिन जो बाकी 16 टीम बच जाएंगी वो जाएंगी सर्वाइवल स्टेज और यहाँ पे दिस इज देयर लास्ट चांस टू मेक इट थ्रू।
जैसा नाम सजेस्ट करता है, सर्वाइवल स्टेज 2 दिन का खेल है आपके पास, केवल 8 अक्टूबर और 9 अक्टूबर को खेला जाएगा। 16 टीम्स हमारे पास हैं एंड टॉप परफॉर्मिंग 8 टीम्स जाएंगी सीधा ग्रैंड फाइनल्स के अंदर और बाकी 8 टीम्स का सफर वही समाप्त हो जाएगा। और उसके बाद जॉनी, द ग्रेट ग्रैंड फाइनल्स विल स्टार्ट। और ग्रैंड फाइनल्स 3 दिन का रहेगा हमेशा की तरह, वो 18 मैचेस जॉनी, एंड वहां पे ये सारे इमोशंस आपको फिर से लैंड एनवायरनमेंट में देखने को मिलेंगे।
ये 3 दिन हर किसी के लिए सबसे ज्यादा इंटेंस डेज होते हैं। फॉर टीम्स दैट आर प्लेइंग द फाइनल्स, देयर इज नो मोमेंट दैट कैन गेट यू स्वेटिंग मोर देन दिस, मोर देन बीइंग एट द फाइनल्स। हमने देखा है हर फाइनल्स के अंदर कितने इमोशंस होते हैं, कितना प्रेशर होता है प्लेयर्स के ऊपर, और उस प्रेशर के अंदर जैसा कहते हैं ना, कई जो टीम्स हैं, कई प्लेयर्स हैं, वो या तो क्रम्बल कर जाते हैं या हीरे बन के हमको चैंपियंस बनते हुए नजर आते हैं।
देखिए उन चैंपियंस को देखने के लिए हम बेताब हैं। ऑलरेडी इस साल में हमने 2 चैंपियंस देखे हैं। हमने सोमराज को वो ट्रॉफी उठाते देखा और उसके बाद हमने टीम आर्यन को देखा अगेंस्ट ऑल ऑड्स, वो भी यहाँ पे जीते और उन्होंने कमाल किया। बट आज का ये दिन सबसे ऐतिहासिक दिन है क्योंकि पहला दिन है हमारा शोडाउन का एंड एक्साइटमेंट बहुत ज्यादा। बिफोर वी स्टार्ट द शो, जॉनी कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप?
मैं बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हूं, स्पेरो मेरे को वेट नहीं करना। आई थिंक जस्ट लेट्स गेट द शो ऑन द रोड।
चलिए, जॉनी ने कह दिया शो शुरू करते हैं तो शो एक्चुअल में शुरू करते हैं। बिलीव मी, स्किल्स दिखाने का समय है, टीम वर्क दिखाने का समय है। दिस इज BMSD एंड आई थिंक वी ऑल आर रेडी। तो चलिए बिना किसी देरी के चलते हैं सीधा शो ओपनर की तरफ और देखते हैं इस शो में सबसे बेहतर कौन सी टीम।
India, are you ready? एक अरीना 48 टीम्स, लेकिन चैंपियन सिर्फ एक बनेगा और जो चैंपियन बनेगा उनको मौका मिलेगा इंडिया को ग्लोबल स्टेज पे रिप्रेजेंट करने का। वेलकम टू क्राफ्टर इंडिया ई स्पोर्ट्स बैटलग्राउंड मोबाइल इंडिया शोडाउन 2025, जहां आपको देखने को मिलेगा इंटेंस एक्शन, ड्रामा एंड टीम्स विल बी गोइंग बियॉन्ड लिमिट्स to prove their worth and their potential. मेरा नाम अंकित पांडे, कैंकी बॉट, मैं हूं आपका होस्ट और ऐसा लगता है कि प्लेयर्स पूरी तरीके से तैयार है, मैं पूरी तरीके से एक्साइटेड हूं और अब माहौल में गर्मी थोड़ी और बढ़ने वाली है। देखिए, ये ना कोई आम टूर्नामेंट नहीं है, ये एक मौका है इन सारी ही 48 टीम्स में से किसी एक टीम के पास इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे जाने का, ग्लोबल स्टेज पे जाने का और हमारे भारत के झंडे को और ऊपर लेकर के जाने का। लेकिन उसके लिए चाहिए प्रिसिजन, उसके लिए चाहिए डिसिप्लिन और उसके लिए इन सारी ही टीम्स को खेलना पड़ेगा अपने जीवन का बेस्ट बीजीएमआई। पर कौन है उसके लिए तैयार? चैलेंज बहुत बड़ा है और अब ना ज्यादा वेट हो सा नहीं रहा है, तो चलते हैं, शुरुआत करते हैं शोडाउन की। इट्स शो टाइम। ओवर टू आवर लवली कास्टर्स।
और जिस तरीके से Hello everyone and welcome to BMSD 2025. My name is ICBaby12 at your service. Join with me is Salty as we are going to be your English commentators here today. And wow, it is going to be it has been a long time since we've seen some of you guys, and welcome back. And guess what? We have something new installed here for BMSD 2025 because did you not see the initial camera zooming in and like, wait, this is the lower brackets and there is a huge stage, and why the hell is Anki on a stage?
It's because possibly for the first time, I think we've kind of devised a format where all 48 teams come in and play on a LAN environment, because this is not just any other tournament. Potentially one of the biggest tournaments that we have in existence, because this leads to the road to the global championships. And like you said, a lot of things have changed this time. I think one of the things that has changed is the lower brackets and the upper brackets. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to be honest, when it comes to the lower brackets and the upper brackets, things are going to get a little bit different here, because when we talk about just 2025 in general, let's talk about BGIS, let's talk about BMPS as well. Obviously, when it comes to these stages, it's always all about the quote-unquote onliners. But this time, each and every single team, or in this case, all the teams that will be competing here in BMSD is going to be playing in a LAN event setup. So that means they are going to be away from home. So if you guys are familiar with football terms, which is home and away, every single team is going to be in an away format. So basically, number one rule is, can they adapt to this? Rather than playing at home in the comfort of your bed, you know, being a little bit comfy here, sitting like this and playing like this. Like, I don't know, some of the players, they do have one of the weirdest, I would say, habits or ethics, if that's say, but no, everybody is gonna be in the same setup. Everybody's gotta wake up 9 in the morning, get breakfast, be on time, take a bus and come to the venue, and then sit and wait for the rest of the play. So in this case, even like right now, especially for today, we're gonna have 3 groups playing in total, right? So first 3 match, we are gonna be having Group A and B. C, guess what they're doing?
They're waiting in the background, waiting for their opportunity to shine. But you did mention about the LAN environment and all the discipline aspects about it. And I think one of the biggest reasons Crafton in the esports decided to actually do that is to try and condition the players. Because over there at the global championships, you will not get your comfort of your home, your couch, or whatever you actually play with, right? You've got to play consecutively every single day. And this is one of the reasons why I think this format does not give you any rest period at all. So it is going to be 21 days of blockbuster action without any breaks whatsoever.
You know, this kind of reminds me of something that I personally experienced in my time, which is during 2019. So this is a little bit of a, for me, going down memory trip lane. Only difference is I'm in India and not in a different country. But, but personally, I think this is a very, very good opportunity to train and build the IGC community. On this case, the players themselves, giving them an elevated experience on how things are going to be looking like competing against the best of the best. Like you said as well, global championships is going to be on the line, and when you go switch from the local scene in towards the global championships, things can get a little bit different because everything is going to be in LAN environment. And in this case, personally, I'm looking forward towards the LAN demon. I'm calling out a specific player, Equinox, just because of how he did really, really well in BGIS earlier this year. But I don't know. Will we see him? Unfortunately, not today.
To be honest, I think Equinox, he's still there, he's kind of sharpening his skills, but there are so many new LAN demons that have actually come up. Very recently, Team Aryan, they actually went up and represented India, and I think that was the first time in a while that we did that. Performance was quite good in my opinion. I felt grateful and I also felt extremely happy because I saw that flag on the international stage after a very long time. But this time, it's not just one team, there can be multiple teams going in, and these teams who've actually come in and playing at the LAN stage, they are not no ones. They have proved themselves at BGIS, they've proved themselves at BMSD and other third-party approved tournaments. So this time, I think every single team, they are LAN prepared and are raring to go.
Well, fair enough. But of course, to give you guys a little bit of a quick update on how things are going to be happening as well. Here, you guys are currently watching the lower bracket, so that means 24 teams from the lower brackets, and only 12 will advance into the quarterfinals. And the other 12, well, if you're not in top 12 by the end of these 4 days, you are going to be eliminated. So right now, right from the get-go, especially here in lower brackets, there are a couple of teams that I really want to bring out as well. And I think in the community as well, a lot of questions are being raised. What do you think about, specifically, I'm going to call it out, Mad Kings?
Big question mark. We have no clue, to be honest. It's a very new team that have actually formed. They haven't really performed yet at the big stage. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about Mac Kings a little while later. But let us just give you the map pool. You guys know it already from the format video. But this time, once again, the rule sets are going to be similar. It is going to be Wrangel, Miramar, and Sign Up, just like your basics, I see.
Yeah, and of course, this is going to be match 4, 5, and 6 as well. We have C going up against B, Group C and B, and C and B. So basically, long story short, just day one itself, Group B is going to be playing a total of 6 matches, while Group A and C is going to be playing 3 matches. So this is going to be a little bit brutal for teams, particularly inside Group B. But it is also going to be an experience for some of these teams as well. So fortunately, I would say an advantage point. Group A and also C will have a slight advantage just because they will have things to get a little bit warmed up and accustomed towards the LAN event before they go on this next 4 days. Because again, like I said, this 4 days is going to decide who is going to advance to quarterfinals and who is going to be saying sayonara. Now, our first time on screen, let us introduce Group A teams. We have Troy Diamond Esports, we have Rider, we have Team Insane, we have Autobots, we have Sinway, we have VXT, Revenant X-Park, and also Mysterious 4.
Absolutely, and I think Team Revenant X-Park, they're raring to go, to be honest. Group B, on towards them. Looking at them, we have GXR, Glitch X. We've seen them perform at the big stage so far. Rider, Alibaba Raiders, Mad Kings, Visista Esports as well. Hector is raring to perform. Team Tamil has 2OP as well as GVT Gravity. And now, a lot of these new names might actually not seem familiar with our audience, but let me just tell you, these are just team names that have changed, but the faces, when you actually see them on stage, they are already well set. One of the teams that you actually mentioned is Mad Kings Esports, but why is that so, Icy? Why do you think this team will be one of the contenders to possibly qualify for the next stage?
I think there was a lot of question marks on how and who Mad Kings are, but based on what I know inside Mad Kings, this is, like you said, a new roster, but the players themselves are based off a mixture of several other teams, and 2 particular players they were previously from Genesis Esports, and guess what? Shadow as well as Apollo, both of them have pretty much qualified to the grand finals of BGIS and also BMPS, which allowed them to actually have somewhat of a leeway to come into the start. So all invitations were strictly on performance basis. So it's just a little bit sad that considering that there are 2 players that pretty much made it to LAN, but just has to, because it's a new team, they are forced to play from lower brackets based on the point systems.
True that, and I think this is where they can actually test themselves against the undergods as well. You can't really call anybody undergods over there, but there are certain players who are sort of up and coming. They are starting to make the headlines, and look at that as well. Everyone is warmed up, everyone, they are in the zone. This is one of the teams which we have to watch out for as well, Team Versatile, because X-Team Revenant, X-Team X-Spark, let's just call them. They've also been X-Team Revenant X-Spark. They've won.
My goodness,
official...
this is so confusing, huh?
This is confusing, but let me just tell you, let me just clear things out. They've won BGIS and BMPS consecutively.
That is how good they are, but they're still being forced to play in from the lower brackets. And this is the brutality of BGMI.
That's the thing about their performance, right? That was last year's news. This year is a completely different story as well, because this year's performance, especially coming in from, well, like you said, ex-Revenant X-Pac, currently sitting in VXT.
Yeah.
It's a little bit shaky in terms of performance, but let's get the roll on. Let's get the dice rolling right now, because now on screen we're going to be jumping straight into what's game 1 of Group A versus B in BMSD 2025. First official game right here, right now, on screen. It is going to be Group A going up against Group B.
Ladies and gentlemen, please tie up your seatbelts because we are going to be on a ride. This time the flight, you're going to have 2 pilots as usual. With me is going to be my co-pilot, Icy Baby, but we have an absolute banger of a game for you guys. 16 teams and 64 warriors who are going to step onto the Battlegrounds, the first map of Erang, ladies and gentlemen. But the flight path is very interesting. Starting off from Siverny, going on towards Milta Power. And you know, I've had a lot of community gossips already. I've been going to the teams and their chambers already and trying to get as much information as I can. And I know, as a matter of fact, that we talked about Versatile. They might actually be facing some early collisions right on.
Before we talk about Versatile as well, I've heard that there are going to be a lot of collisions with Phoenix, Insane, and Sundra as well. That drop clashes is one thing. But right now on screen here, I want to see the first team that dropped first, and that's going to be Gravity. Who are these guys? Do you remember who Gravity is? Like, apparently Gravity is a new team name, but in terms of their overall rosters, this is the old H4K.
Yeah.
This is a team that no one expected to qualify the LAN events, but BMPS, you know, BGIS, out of nowhere, they're doing pretty good. And this one known as, I would say, the strongest onliners out there. I would say, personally, in my opinion, based on their track record, they are the strongest onliners out there.
I love that statement. Strongest onliners. Oh, well, you've got to prove yourself on the LAN stage. At the LAN stage, ladies and gentlemen, the circle forms right on top of the Georgia pool right now. Majority of the teams will be quite safe and sound. But look at that. On towards Nova Pnoy. We've got a humongous collision over there. I think Alibaba Raiders and Versatile in close proximity. Even at the containers region as well, I can already hear those gunshots as Team Tamilas, they break open. They did find themselves in contact against Mysterious 4. But as of now, things did not begin in terms of the fight.
Yeah, but at the same time as well, considering the fact that Revenant X-Pac is playing in this game and knowing based on trend performances based off this year's BGIS and DFPS, this Revenant X-Pac is the old WoW Fang. So that means they are going to be very, very aggressive. But is the trend going to continue? Is going to be a completely different question here. But on screen, right from the get-go, Mad Kings, guess what? Clutch God finds it a very, very nice knockdown. Lazy goes down. And now the rest of Altitude, they are trying to salvage the situation. But Mad Kings, they're just driving by. They don't really want to take a fight. So Altitude has only 2 options. Try and save Lazy or just leave him to his death.
Unfortunate, I see. It was unfortunate. They had that vehicle with them. The bicycles, the 2-wheelers, they're not going to protect you from those gunshots. Clutch God actually got that, not from a shotgun, but can Mad Kings capitalize is going to be my question. They need this first fight, and they're also getting the better in terms of the loot as well.
I'm not a fan of what Mad Kings is doing, but they're so sneaky about this. Like, I'm pretty sure Lazy was able to spot out Shadow on towards the watchtower there themselves here, but they're trying to intentionally keep Lazy alive, forcing Altitude to come out, but looks like they're not taking the bait. They go for the confirmation, and they are going to back out. So Mad Kings will draw first pick.
The first pick, the first finish, ladies and gentlemen, of Crofton India Esports Battlegrounds Mobile India Showdown 2025 is here, but the second one might actually be following up extremely soon as Versatile. Shots been taken against Team Alibaba Raiders, but none of that could connect as Chris walks away unscathed. I did not expect that to happen, I see.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting as well, but knowing VXT, or in this case, the old Revenant X-Pac, they do tend to actually go for the Yasnaya, but it seems like they are following the trends coming into this game as well, where they are going to be settling down with Novo rather than Yasnaya. We know for a fact that they were so comfortable in Yasnaya for the longest of time, but we know, especially in the IGC community, multiple teams has opted to drop to Yasnaya. In particular, Rider Esports is going to be one of those teams. Phoenix is also going to be one of those teams, which again, that was based on previous performances or previous tournaments itself.
You mentioned Riders, right? They've actually been humongously infamous for their drop collisions, and every team is sort of like afraid of it. We even saw, I heard Sensei talk about them and their fights being extremely good. Versatile, you did mention Yesna is their primary drop. Novo Rupnoy, I thought they are going to find some sort of contention, but it seems like their falling back strategy has kind of given away them the liberty to go around and loot. And for now, I think the circle being so far away from them, it is going to be a long journey, especially through Milta, through Revenant X-Mark, as these friends might actually come together.
You know what, this is really interesting as well, because from Revenant X-Mark, I had a lot of questions whether or not are they going to play Goten as the starting four, considering the fact that they had Fury on my list in particular.
Yep.
To those who do not know, this is Goten from the old Hail Inferno squad, which single-handedly somewhat got them in towards the grand finals. And this is the Goten that 1v7, 1v6 during BMPS in particular. And out of nowhere, he clutches big time. So I was very surprised to see Goten on the sub list. But Revenant X-Mark has decided to put him instead of Fury. So this is, I hope this is going to go well. Like, personally, is Revenant X-Mark the team to beat right now? Because I asked Sensei.
Sensei is on a mission, I see.
Okay.
Sensei is on a mission to find the 3 most aggressive assaulters in the entire country, and he just wants to lead them, just find themselves circles with, and just unleash the Pokemons that he has. But to be honest, the way Trace and Fierce have impacted Revenant X-Mark's performance in recent trends, I hope Goten can actually live up with it, because being an underdog in our star-studded lineup, it is a huge pressure on your shoulders, to be honest.
Well, on screen now, we do have a new team as well. It's going to be Sinway Esports team. Not exactly old, but at the same time, the players themselves were the old Hydra but Hydras. This was a team based on their performance in BMPS, based on their performance in BGIS in 2025 as well, especially in the early stages. No one expected them to do well, and they out of nowhere takes the first chicken dinner, and that was the trend that kind of continue on towards the previous round so far. But now, let's talk a little bit more on what things are going to be happening in this game in particular, because as of yet, when we talk about circle meta, we talk about people adapting to the new zone so far over the past few tournaments here. Each and every single team now has so much, or in this case, equal amount of experience over the months now. So technically, we are going to be expecting something new. But you know what's really surprising me here? Because if you pay attention to the scoreboard, right, EXT is still inside the zone, and they do have the tendency to stay onto circle 3 before they actually go in, and it hasn't exactly worked out for them. I think like 2 months, well, not necessarily 2 months, maybe 3 to 4 months ago, if you guys have been following the storylines on how when they were Revenant X-Mark back then.
And that is exactly the reason why Shadow actually could not succeed under the banner of Revenant X-Mark. He for sure was successful with Team X-Mark for sure. Win but then that was another meta this time, though. Team Tamila's Mr. Rigel is going to open fire at his opposition. A little bit of contact over there being found, but it seems like the enemies have escaped. Team Tamilas this time, I can see that intent, I can see that aggression in them, and we know, I see, we've commentated these lads so much that we know these boys, if they find anyone in the vicinity, they're going to go after them. But this time, Troy the Million, Runway Roji, he spots a couple of players right around the corner of Visista Esports in the vicinity. Shots being fired once again. Disengagement being established. Glitchx Reborn moving in the backlines as well. There will be a lot of third-party battles brewing up from the map feed that I have. Multiple teams in extremely close spaces.
This is very interesting to see how both Team Tamilas and Team Troy Devlin Esports are playing, just because they have very, very similar play styles. They're waiting out for ambushes. They are setting up a couple roadblocks, hoping to get a couple of free picks here and there, and then be on the go. They don't really want to hard secure a compound, so they are camping in places that are very, very awkward, but on screen as well. Mysterious 4 and Sunway does have very, very identical ideas. They want to be the king on top of the hill. But in this case, there is no reason for them to commit to the fight right now, especially if the circle is not going to be shifting on top of Everest yet. Stage 2, you just stage 3, they are almost near smack middle. But I would say right now, based on what I'm seeing, Sinway does have a little bit of better positioning based on the zone. Just because if the circle shifts out of Everest, they are closest away.
Yeah.
But their biggest threat is currently Mysterious 4, 100%.
They're closer to the base, that is, I think. They can easily disengage from this fight, but I think this fight will take place. Mysterious 4 understand that Sinway's position will always be a threat. They want to take that fight, but on the other side, Insane Esports, their player is going to fall as Murnox gets finished off. Fraggering will find that pick. Team Rider Esports are known for relentless aggression. This time, they want to push further, possibly trying to surround Team Insane Esports from every single side. And I love what they're doing. So for this man, Fraggering almost connected that shot. I thought that he's going to get that knock from 2OP, but the man escapes yet again.
Oh,
This is too close for comfort, I see.
Oh boy, Troy Diamond and Esports. Like, I was just talking about them having roadblocks in here, but guess what? Their roadblocks pretty much got picked out because that was a very, very nice takedown coming from Vasista. And at the same time as well, Vasista Esports, they're still somewhat outside the zone, barely in the corners, but they are smack middle in the sides. But they do get a very, very nice takedown. 4 picks in the bag. We've got Pro OP, we've got Sahil OP as well, getting 2 finishes in the bag. Very, very easy takedown coming from them. And that's a lot of utilities on them as well. So that's a huge win. And based on what I'm seeing in the zone, Vasista Esports does have one of the most disgusting compounds to play with as well. Because anyone rotating from east, anybody rotating from south, they are not going to have a good time, especially during bridge. And the majority of teams are on the south side. So as long as Vasista Esports does a fantastic job of holding them down, they should be okay. And their biggest threat should be Gravity Esports, 100%.
Look at the north of the circle.
Ooh.
This has been a rotation and a half from Rider Esports, almost being in the verge of battle. They disengage, but they also reunite once again and come in. They find that injection point from the northern part of the circle, and now they are going to be so safe. But look at this. Revenant X-Spark from Milta, this has been a very long rotation for them, just hovering around the 2OP official compound. And I'm not sure, but this has also been a big change. I see from Top Dog, I'm not sure if you are quite well aware. This man is an assaulter and a half, and this finds the first pick. Goten has been knocked down. This is good stuff coming in from 2OP officials.
I'm curious to see how 2OP officials are talking about as well here. Mando gave me a lot of insight as well. Guess what? Top Dog is back. This is going to be looking good. And right from the get-go, that is going to be the first obstacle for Revenant X-Spark. And on screen as well, we do see Mad Kings going for a little bit of a shutdown here as Rider Esports not losing just one, losing almost 2 players in the process. This is one of the top players coming from Rider Esports, pretty much shut down. It's all up to Famey as well as Shed OP to try and save the day. But Mad Kings, they may have gotten a finish, but it's not without a price. And that price is going to be one of those vehicles that Shadow OG is going to lose here. And looking for confirmations here as well. Polo looking for a couple of nades to try and get confirmation from Tracker. But it's not going to be that easy. But as Rider Esports, they really want to try and save him. It's dropping down really, really low. It seems like it's going to be not possible for Rider Esports to pick up Fredder. That's going to be the confirmation. Mad Kings finds another finish in the bag.
I love a villain arc from Rider Esports, to be honest. They know, as a matter of fact, they're not in a good position. Another one of their players is going to get dropped down. Syed OP, he does have a nice little cover for himself, but I guess as Shadow OG is aware of his positioning. But if he's not, he definitely has the utility to take down Mad Kings with him. And Rider Esports have always shown the intent to try and go on the offense as much as possible as Mad Kings do push up. But do they find the connection is going to be a question. As the last remaining player, he actually goes into the bunker on a safe strategy on the other side. 2OP versus Gravity Esports breaks open. Lucky to Noob is the one who is actually on his knees, but it seems like they've also dealt a little bit of aggression themselves as well.
Yeah, but at the same time, Mad Kings, they do find themselves 3 easy pickoffs as well. Rider Esports has to continue with just 1 player. Meanwhile, 2OP official, they were crashed on by well, in this case, Gravity, but I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking, considering that Osiris pretty much pushed all by himself. He got the initial knock, but the rest of the teams, it seems like they were kind of disengaged from this fight. So 2OP official gets a free reset, and they will be able to hold down a compound as well. But based on what I'm seeing on the zone as well, they are going to be on the edge on the north side. So all they need to do is just hold on for their dear lives. Meanwhile, on screen, seems like Team Insane will have a new strategy in play here. For those of you who do not know, this is not just the old Insane. This is also a mixture of Iggy himself, who somewhat got themselves into his BMPS in the grand finals.
Team Eggy, previously known as, and now him representing a badge. Team Insane Esports is actually quite brilliant, but this time, not the safest of positions. What do you think, IC?
I don't know who's doing the IG lane for Team Insane, to be honest.
It is going to be Eggy, right?
I don't know, considering that Iggy does do a fantastic job in the macro aspect as well. I really like the decision makings, but is he going to bring the same playstyle with these 2 new members? It's going to be a separate meta, because as of now, only time will tell, because right now, here in BMSD 2025, it is exam time.
Exam time for sure. Exam for both of these 2 teams. They are old foes. Not foes, let's just call them frenemies, ladies and gentlemen. Team Versatile, a couple of nades being popped up from Ronnie as well, as none of them connect. Goten, the first man who was actually knocked down, has been picked up, and I love this. coming in from Fierce and Trace. They've always been that dynamic duo to deal that damage against the opposition. Now they find themselves with a vehicle. They are moving in. They're on the right side of the circle, and they have gotten Team VXT absolutely cornered with Glitch X coming in from the backlines. Can be a little difficult, but Sensei needs to stay alive if he wants to lead his team to the final circle. A little bit of healing will be done. Versatile will try to dish some damage, but Goten goes down as well.
Oh no, he actually fell off the vehicle, so that's not looking good here. And they have to go for the reset. A couple of utilities has been used as well to try and enforce that fight. DXC, however, has to sacrifice Ninja Jaw, the first player to be taken out from Versatile as they try to reposition away. And while they're repositioning, look at this, there's just so many people trying to find the next best spot. And based on what we're seeing in this zone, this is North George Circle in between the river intersection. So that means there is not a lot of cover to work with. And even that VXT, they lose another one. And that's going to be Team Tumulus that picks off Sarang from the side of VXT. And now Joyesh also going to be picking on them as well, as VXT not having a great start as well. But on screen, we do see Vasista and also Glitch X Reborn going to be sharing neighbors in this vicinity. Nothing much they can do. But Hector, he's making an attempt. He's going for a man hoo-ha. He drops a molly and Glitch X Reborn. They burn! They burn! They did not realize this, as Hector says, I don't like sharing at all. Get out of here, boy. Get out.
He roasts them alive. Barbecue in a frying pan, ladies and gentlemen. What a chop down it was. And of course, the Molotov, the timing of it was brilliant. He heard that medkit and he knew that the player was incapable to move. The Molotov, the timing, the positioning, everything was brilliant. But this time inside of the containers, right now, it's got to be Sinway Esports, was shined so brilliantly lately. Now they will try and defend their position against Team Altitude. But one point which I want to bring back once again, I see it seems like Shadow's late rotations has been constantly troubling Versatile. And I want to know your opinion. Once again, they were late, they could not find themselves space, and their players, star assaulters like Ninja George, Sarang, they are suffering the brunt of it.
Well, it's a little bit unpredictable just because it's only the first game. So hopefully things are going to be a little for the better. And based on what I know from this circle, this is like very difficult to circle. To play, especially for late rotations, just because there's just not a lot of good compounds to work with. Yes, you can say, hey, you know what, let's rush into a North George pool. But the problem with North George pool is that there's a lot of cover, but tendency of you making it out alive, very, very difficult, just because everybody is going to be playing the red spot. So looking for finishers is going to be very, very difficult. Looking for position points is not exactly the greatest as well, because everyone is also thinking to be very, very sneaky. But what I really like is that Matt is playing a little bit aggressive despite losing members. It's down now to his Pro OP and Apollo, and they are going to be playing the river side on this compound. And they are going to be very, very annoying, because as of yet, Knight, from the side of Gravity, he's pretty much pinned. And there's no way for him to met himself up as well. Well, in this case, he does have possibilities, but I don't think he has enough meds, considering that they were fighting right from the get-go as well. But in south east side as well, we do see Insane not struggling to make inside the zone. They're trying to keep Alibaba Raiders out in the open, and Dream now forced to run out of the zone. Oh, a little too much out in the open, and Alibaba Raiders gets a free B just like that. As Insane, they are going to get messed up by the zone right now.
Smokes aren't really going to do the cut. I don't think so. Yeah. Eggy will have to try and get back his fallen comrades, but I think Alibaba Raiders have enough time to try and capitalize and potentially get another finish to their bag as well. But on the other side, towards the Everest, ladies and gentlemen, Team Revenant X-Pac looking to bury their claws deep into Mysterious 4. It's a 3v4 battle with Trace marking the back lines. It is very surprising that Goten has been the front line for Revenant X-Pac, especially in the first half of this game. But I want to know how successful he can be. On towards the back lines, spots down Alibaba Raiders, spray from Fierce, being extremely fierce. Almost found a connection over there. Tiger being chipped away and knock coming through for Aigu, Revenant X-Pac.
This is the Revenant X-Pac we remember, or in this case, the old WoW Fangs, because I was expecting what happened to the high finishes gameplay, because it seems like they are starting to get a little bit aggressive here, a little bit late, but better late than sorry, because as of now, here comes the rush. Revenant X-Pac, they got the knock, they are going to go for the rush as well. He lobs a nade, perfectly lobbed as well, but does he connect? Oh, almost nading himself as well. Here's the drive by, and Alibaba Raiders, they will crumble, and Revenant X-Pac cleans them all out. Look at this rush, perfectly timed, but at the same time, they are in the open. But they do get those confirmations. That is Insane out of the equation. And Revenant X-Pac, they will get themselves some decent, juicy points.
Revenant X-Park just being light speed in the way they are finishing their opposition. 4 finishes in quick succession. They finish up fights, they regroup themselves, and they move on to the next one. This is the pace that has actually worked for Sensei after such a long time. This time on the other side, though. Look at that Shadow. I feel sorry for that man. Of course, all by himself, has kind of left his comrades to die back in the line, and now just a little less HP for him to survive, especially underwater. But Assista Esports, they're currently under fire. Hector taking a couple of shots from the distance. I'm not sure who is taking those shots, by the way. A lot of teams in the vicinity, and definitely not enough compounds. But look at this. Revenant X-Park has slam into Team Tamilas, and Trace, or rather Fierce, actually finds the first knock. Aim God falls as well. There is a couple of players up top. Land 77k with the shotgun. S12k is going to drop down as well. Fierce, this man has been so good so far. Mr. Rigel all by himself. I don't think he will be able to save the ship. Revenant X-Park. In fact, this is Sensei leading the Demon Slayer Corps to try and take down every team possible. Team Tamilas in one corner, 1 nade, and I think they should be good at
Where is this confidence coming from Revenant X-Park here?
I don't know.
But at the same time, now they have to defend. Vasista Esports going to be crashing in, and now they have to fend them off. And Goten now going for outside flag. And guess what? They simultaneously push out together, and just like that, they clean them all out. Vasista Esports, they're losing the fight. Revenant X-Park, what is this reaction? What is this decision? How are they so fast? How are they so good? 9 finishes in the bag, and Revenant X-Park, they definitely live up to the expectation. This is the old WoW Fangs we're talking about, and this is just such tactical performances here coming from Revenant X-Park, and now they're gonna clean out the original fight as well. That's gonna be Team Tamila's last 2 players on the rush. What is this quick reactions coming from them?
I don't know what they are trying to do, but they for sure are going as aggressive as possible. And in fact, Sensei is going to find another success. Mr. Rigel falls, but Fierce has been also knocked in the backlines. 2 OP officials has been constantly troubling this fight from the distance. Aim God all by himself. I'm not sure if he's going to survive for long as the nade strikes from Trace. Look at that finish distribution. 3-2, 3-3, 11 finishes in the bag, and this team is looking unstoppable at this point.
Hey man, this is the Revenant X-Park we remember, man. Or in this case, if you know, you know. Old WoW Fangs, always high finishes, but rarely gets a chicken dinner. But this time, they look really, really solid as well. 11 finishes in the bag. None of them are, well, in this case, all 4 of them are alive. So
yeah,
that's what is going on in this team, man? Like, this is new. Like Sensei say, first thing he told me yesterday, I see, watch my team now. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really have a choice now. I'm watching your team now. You're the guy, you're the team right now in your first opening match in BMSD with 11 finishes, with 8 teams left alive, and we are in stage 6.
Yeah.
My biggest question is, can you get the chicken right now?
Potentially, yes. They already have 11 points in the kitty, but we'll talk about them a little while later because Team Altitude, they're currently trying to fend off the pressure coming in from Mysterious 4, who did survive multiple collisions to find themselves in this position. The nade looks perfect, but will it explode right on the money is the question. Gods has been performing in the recent times with the shotgun. He finds himself the space to try and clear up the opposition, but another one of his comrade is going to fall. Cloud Z gets taken down. All by himself, the last player, Mysterious 4. They're being very mysterious. They're coming in from unexpected angles, and they're going to finish him off as well.
Well, nicely done coming from Mysterious 4. They do clear those angles, but at the same time, coming down from Everest was a very, very difficult order. They have gotten themselves a decent amount of position points, but right now, it's all about picking players. And despite the position points right now, they need to push out. Bunny is pretty much stranded out in the open. No way to be saved here. But Bunny's position is where the next zone is going to be as well. And they are going to try and hunker down with those vehicles. Hopefully, they are going to make it out alive. Meanwhile, Mad Kings on screen. They're pretty much swimming fishes on the river. And Autobots, guess what? They have been laying low for the entire game. And this time, they are going to be hunting some fishes. And that's going to be a polo down. Mad Kings is also out on 6th place.
But Arib, he was in a position where he potentially could have actually changed the course of this fight, but that man gets taken down. Autobots, this was open treasure for them to actually hunt for those finishes, but this time a couple of their players do get knocked out, and all of a sudden they will have to be on the back foot. And because of 2 OP officials, very wise positioning from Top Dog, he positions himself right behind that bridge. Meanwhile, the rest of the 2 players on the shore, Sinway as well, can actually potentially destroy the game for Autobots. from the distance. I also want to find out if Team Revenant X-Pac are alive. Will
Yeah,
they come and
salty.
third party?
Like you were asking whether they are alive or not. I was about to ask you, am I seeing this right? Revenant X-Pac has got 16
What?
finishes on the first game. What am I, what, huh? How? Okay, they took the compound away from Team Tamilas. They defend against Vasista. They've got one of the strongest compounds right now in this zone. So, okay, makes a lot of sense. They are the biggest threat right now. People on the river has no idea, or in this case, no way to actually take a long-range fight against them inside the compound unless the zone forces them out. So as of now, everybody is at the mercy of Revenant X-Pac because they have a strong compound, which overseers everybody outside in open.
I'm so surprised, I see. I'm not even sure if Sensei is actually possessed by a demon right now. This man devised the gameplay of heat battles. This man devised the gameplay of safe plays, but now he's actually going out in the open, taking out all the finishes that he can potentially. Lobster successful on towards finding that finish. 4 finishes for this team, but will they be able to fend off Sinway? Because from the backlines, Ralphie is also present, and that position can actually be crucial.
Yeah, the biggest threat right now is going to be cleaning out everybody's on the side before they take the fight against Revenant X-Pac, because Revenant X-Pac is definitely 100% making the top 2. But despite all the top 2 performance here, like you said as well, they actually pushed out of their compound. So I was very, very surprised. Very surprised on how things are going to be looking light here as well, because as of now, Autobots, their biggest threat here is going to be cleaning out Sinway, who's going to be on the outskirts as well. And Sinway, well, they have to fight this, because if they try and pick this, they are going to be flushed out. And guess what? Autobots will clean them out. Nothing Sinway could have done in this situation. Gets a couple freebies here from the side of Autobots Esports. And they're looking very, very good here. TOP official O's going to be losing a couple members. A couple fishers pretty much taken down. Revenant X-Pac really on the hunt here. They're cleaning out everybody. And guess what? Revenant X-Pac, they lose the compound. They push out. And they are going to clean out everybody. They want to farm those finish points. They want to get those chickens as well.
And why not? Let the nades come in. Let the demon strike, ladies and gentlemen. As Autobots, the last player standing. Lobster, I'm not really sure if he's going to hold on to his position for long as he gets absolutely peppered with those nades. Goten does find the connection. 2 OP officials from the backlines as well. They're completely open.
Oh.
Top Dog gets cleaned up. Revenant X-Pac potentially reaching on the 20 finish marker as the nades still keep coming in. There's no stopping. Trace God with 7 eliminations. He wants to destroy the likes of Autobots, but there is still a pause. There can be a change potentially as Furious does get knocked out of the zone, not in their favor. I'm not sure if Revenant X-Pac will actually come out of this unscathed, because a couple of their players might actually fall to this reverse aggression. But you find the final finish. 7. But you find the final finish. 7 finishes for both Trace and Goten and Revenant X-Pac. I think they've just broken open this competition, ladies and gentlemen. This is BMSD 2025, a world-class performance from a potentially world-class team, and I cannot be less happier.
Well, in this case, what a game coming in from Revenant X-Pac. What an excellent
निकाले हैं कि मुझे तो अभी तक यकीन नहीं हो रहा है। बट फिलहाल मेरे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं आईसी। कैसे हो आप और कैसा चल रहा है? पहला मैच कैसा गया आपके अकॉर्डिंग?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. Thank you very much. कैसे हो, Ravan? How are you?
I'm good, man. What about you?
Oh, it's very nice to be part of the Hindi hit on the analyst desk alongside the work with you as well here. But you know what's really, really interesting as well? Because personally, I wasn't expecting Revenant X-Pac to come in, you know, first game, you know, not feeling warmed up, goes in, and then swings a very, very good game. A chicken dinner with high finishes. And on top of it all, this is very, very interesting because this is not just Revenant X-Pac. This is the old WoW Fangs we're talking about. High finishes, but no chicken dinner. But first game coming in, and then guess what? Revenant X-Pac, they look really, really scary right now.
Exactly. मतलब मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ अभी आने वाले मैचेस में वो क्या करने वाले हैं। बट फिलहाल हम अपनी जनता से थोड़ी सी माफी चाहेंगे, तकनीकी खराबी के कारण थोड़ा सा डिले हुआ है, लेकिन अभी बैक टू बैक एक्शन का वादा है जो कि अगला मुकाबला बहुत जल्दी स्टार्ट होने वाला है। बट रोटेशन आई थिंक रेवेंट एक्स-पाक मेन फैक्टर मेरे हिसाब से वो जो रोटेशन उन्होंने करके दिखाया, जो कंपाउंड होल्ड था, जो डिफेंड किया गया और उसके बाद जो अटैक था, I mean total domination.
See, that's the thing about their rotations, their play styles. They're very, very confident. But for these guys watching at home as well, we'd like to apologize sincerely for the technical difficulties that we have been experiencing so far here. The correct word would be Maaf Karo. That's correct, right? Maaf Karo. But without further ado, let us join us towards the MVP of that match. That's going to be very, very important right now because the MVP of that match is going to be none other than Trey Scott from Revenant X-Pac.
देखिए अभी रिसेंटली हमने एक इवेंट पे देखा था, वहाँ पे भी MVP बन के गए थे, तो मैं बिल्कुल सरप्राइज नहीं हूँ इस खिलाड़ी के परफॉर्मेंस से, क्योंकि आदत हो गई है ट्रेस गॉड के डोमिनेशन से। लेकिन उसके बाद आप देखिए गोटन रीसेंट एडिशन इन रेवेनेंट एक्स-पाक, उसके बाद भी डोमिनेशन गोटन की तरफ से ऐसा फील ही नहीं हो रहा है कि ये इस टीम पे न्यू है।
Yeah, and speaking of their playstyle as well here, Goten is the guy that previously was Hail Inferno Squad. He was the guy that single-handedly carried their way in towards Grand Finals. Not once, but multiple times now. And now he's with Revenant X-Pac. He looks like he feels really, really good. Initially, before the game even started as well, when I saw the list, oh wait, Goten is the 5th player for Revenant X-Pac. Isn't this guy from Inferno? Guy that, you know, 1v4, 1v5, you know, stole the chicken dinner from 8-bit in particular. I still remember that particular fight. And is he going to be starting 4? And then, oh wait, guess what? He is the starting 4. And he looks good.
मतलब अभी तो मैं बस ये देखना चाहूँगा कि आने वाले मैचेस में क्या यही रवैया रहेगा, क्योंकि आप देखिए 4 खिलाड़ी रेवेनेंट एक्स-पाक के हमें देखने को मिल रहे हैं। बट फिलहाल चलते हैं उस पॉइंट स्टैंडिंग की तरफ, जिसके बाद मुझे लगता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा क्लियर हो जाने वाला है कि किन के लिए स्टार्ट बेहतर था, किन के लिए स्टार्ट थोड़ा सा नॉर्मल था। 32 पॉइंट सिंगल मैच में निकालने में कामयाब हुए हैं। ऑटोबॉट्स भी बहुत पीछे नहीं है, लेकिन रेवेनेंट एक्स-पाक के डोमिनेशन के बाद ऑटोबॉट्स थोड़े से पीछे हमें देखने को मिल रहे हैं।
I think Autobots played really well as well, considering the fact that they were low-key playing on the north side here. They were just getting a couple finishes here and there, getting a top 2 finish with decent amount of plays. Boys, isn't too bad because again, every single team competing in Group A, B, and C, their goal is to survive top 12. So basically, by the end of 4 days, you are top 12. You pretty much qualify into the quarterfinals. But if you're the bottom 12, well, it's sayonara, take a ticket, goodbye.
मैं तो अभी वहाँ नहीं जा रहा हूँ, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। मैं बस इतना चाहूँगा कि अभी जो बचे हुए मैचेस हैं उस पर आप ठीक करके जाए, स्पेशली 19 to 16। आई थिंक इनको देखने की जरूरत पड़ेगी इस मिरामार में। मिरामार मल्टीपल ड्रॉप क्लैशेस आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग, एंड होपफुली इनके इनसे जो स्टार्ट इस रैंगल में नहीं हुआ है मिरामार में, वो कमबैक जरूर हमें करके दिखाएं।
Yeah, and at the same time as well, teams, especially for VXT, I'm a little bit questioning this as well here because this was the old Revenant X-Pac. They do have the experience to play this, but it seems like they were just very, very unfortunate in trying to find a place and position themselves with the game in the later stage of the game. But hopefully things are going to be far better because think about this here as well. All teams are going to be playing a total of, let's do my math, 12 matches in total. Okay, so 6 matches for Group B in particular today. Group A and C is going to be playing 3 matches today, but tomorrow is going to be the shuffle all the way through. So eventually 12 matches, score enough points to be in the top 12 and you're safe.
देखिए बात करें तो 12 मैचेस जरूर है सभी के पास, वो आराम से हमें कमबैक करके दिखा सकते हैं, लेकिन लास्ट मोमेंट पे वेट नहीं करना है। VXT मल्टीपल ड्रॉप क्लैशेस, वी एक्सपेक्टिंग इन रैंगल, बट नो ड्रॉप क्लैश, इजी स्टार्ट, इजी रोटेशन, बट स्टिल आई मीन VXT expectation is very high from them.
Well, that's the thing, right? VST, we've seen them having troubles, especially in Yasnaya, right? Ryder was in this game. They conceded the fight against Yasnaya. They played Novo before. They do tentatively rotate late as well. We've talked about the trend where, hey, for the past few tournaments as well, first 3 circles, oh, people want to rush, people want to be early. and then you tend to have good position, correct?
Yes.
But if we put it in another way, what about teams like Team Tamila? What about Troy Tamlin? Because they were the teams that went early and they got picked off, and none other by Mad Kings. What do
देखिए
you think?
हमने बात भी की थी टीम तमिलास के राउंड की जो डोमिनेशन उनका हमने कुछ अर्ली स्टेज पे देखा था कुछ सालों पहले 2024 में वो बिल्कुल गायब हो गए 2025 में एक बार फिर से वो हमें आते हुए देखने को मिले बट उसके बाद भी टीम तमिलास वो डोमिनेशन अभी तक हमें देखने को मिला नहीं है होपफुली उनका भी हमें बाउंस बैक हमें देखने को मिल जाए एंड अगेन ट्रॉय तमिलियन गुड स्टार्ट बट नॉट अ ग्रेट फिनिश वेरी सैड एंड फ्लामिन वो उनके लिए सबसे बड़ा इशू रहा है इस पूरे एंगल में
Well, I would say Team Tamilas, they were okay by having that house, but Revenant X-Spark came in, knock, hello, 2 down, okay. They backed off, Vasista came in. Let's stop focusing on Team Tamilas. Let's focus on Vasista. Less than 5 seconds, everyone for Vasista got taken out. I was like, huh? How? Revenant X-Spark, where was this Revenant X-Spark back in the days?
the defense style is Revenant X-Spark मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद आया
Was it a defense style? You feel like very aggressive, no? This is a team with very, very good mechanical skills and high firepower.
But at the same time, same lineup expectation from Insane. JD, individual player skills की अगर बात करें तो हमने देखा है कि जब भी Insane से JD चलते हैं, domination Insane की तरफ से आता है. But Insane kind of missing in their angle.
I think the biggest question, in this case, the biggest exam, the tests coming from each and every single team coming into this BMSD is that this is the first time that we, quote unquote, have the onliners experience a LAN field event right from the get-go. Think about this, right? If we talk about famous onliners, the old H4K, in this case now it's called Gravity, they were very, very strong at home. Now they have to adapt to playing in a LAN environment where things can get very, very difficult because, number one, some of these teams, some of these players, they do have to wake up very, very early, get on a bus, come to the venue and wait. That's going to be very, very challenging. Number two, you're not in front of your bed, not in front of anything, sitting in a position where you're going to be playing very, very comfortably. You're going to be sitting with a lot of lights. And my biggest question is this, can you adapt? And why has Crafton decided to bring all these teams in this LAN event? What do you think?
मुझे तो बहुत मजा आ रहा है टू बी ऑनेस्ट कि वो एक्सपीरियंस जो हम बात करते हैं कि लैन एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है लैन एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है चलिए कोई बात नहीं आपको अगर पहले इनिशियल लेवल से अगर आप बार बार एलिमिनेट हो जा रहे हो फाइनल स्टेज तक नहीं आ पा रहे हो तो चलिए इस बार ऐसा करते हैं कि आपको सीधा लैन इवेंट पे ही लेके आते हैं सबसे बड़ी बात है जैसा आप बोल भी रहे थे कि एक दूसरे के आमने सामने बैठे वो आई कॉन्टैक्ट यू एलिमिनेट मी आई सी यू इन नेक्स्ट मैच तो ये सारी चीज़ें देख के मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आ रहा है और वो आने वाले मैचेस में मुझे लगता है कि और ज़्यादा खूबसूरती से वो डोमिनेशन में हमें जाते हुए देखने को मिलेंगे इमेजिन ना इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू योर अपोनेंट एंड जैसे ही उन्होंने आपको एलिमिनेट किया
and then trash talk him.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say? Trash talk him?
No, not.
Just look at him and
look
like,
yes.
yeah, I beat you, round one. You very bad.
I see you in next match. यही काउंटर हो सकता है मतलब इससे ज़्यादा तो कुछ काउंटर मेरे अकॉर्डिंग यहाँ पे नहीं होता बट एक्सपीरियंस मैटर एंड आई थिंक एक दो मैचेस मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा स्ट्रगल होगा बट 2 matches, 3 matches, 4 matches, slowly you adapt and then you just dominate the whole match.
Yeah, I think right now Revenant X-Spark has one advantage. They're very confident. They have a good lead. All they need to do is just figure out what's next, right? Like keep up the consistency, don't give up too much strategy, which again, a lot of teams are looking as well in the later stage of the game. But this is the kind of confidence you need in a LAN event. If you do not feel comfortable in playing a game, it is going to be a big problem eventually. So, like I said, onliners are being put to the test here. This is your exam period. Can you play a LAN event? That's going to be something that a lot of teams have struggled over time as well. And personally, I feel like Crafton India Esports has decided to train. Think about it. We're giving an opportunity for all the players to experience what a LAN event is. And it's tiring. Okay? For those who do not play pro players, this is their first time experiencing this. For us casters, we're used to it. Oh no, 9 in the morning, come to studio. Oh, I'm so tired. I gotta eat breakfast, I gotta do prep work, and then showtime. And it's a lot of prep work. Are you adjusted to this kind of scenarios? That's gonna be very, very important, I think.
देखिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है और बहुत सारी बातचीत हो गई मुझे लगता है कि जो मैच अभी यहाँ पे होने वाला है वो सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहने वाला है हाँ कुछ के लिए स्टार्ट ज़रूर थोड़ी सी वो लेफ्ट राइट हुए, लेकिन अभी एक ही मैच हुआ है, अभी और भी मैचेस आएंगे और उसके बाद देखते हैं कि एग्जैक्टली क्या वो कम बैक करके जाएंगे या फिर नहीं तो सीधा चलते हैं कास्टर्स की तरफ और जानते हैं उनके क्या थॉट्स हैं।
थैंक यू सो मच रावण, अमेजिंग मुकाबला हमने पहला विटनेस किया और जिस तरह से रेवेनेंट एक्स पार्क ने खेला, वी ऑल
Alright, I mean, Necro, we have heard a lot from our experts, Ravan and Icy Baby on the desk about adapting to the environment. We spoke about it. Me and Sparrow as well. First of all, game number 1, that was an exciting matchup. Wrangle, Revan and X-Pac dominating through and through.
I personally thought everyone's going to be super nervous, but then I watched Revan and X-Pac just like a wrecking ball, wrecking everyone that was in their way. And generally speaking, I had a lot of expectations, even from a team like VXT. I'm speaking of Vasista Esports, my bad. And generally speaking, with the way they were playing, it did not really feel like that's the Vasista Esports I personally wanted to see. Yes, we did see a little bit of that flame from them, but still, there's a lot lacking.
I mean, there's a lot lacking from Vasista, but I wouldn't take your words about VXT back as well. I mean, it's a big name. We are having a lot of expectations from them. It wasn't the best of game ones we could have witnessed, but there's still hope for the future. But Revan and X-Pac off to a blazing start with 32 points on the board. And of course, while we talk about the big names, Sinue Esports finishing in the top 5 as well. I think that's a decent start. The only problem is just single-digit points.
Not just Sinue, right? Even Autobots Esports. Once again, the boys are back in form, and it feels like Autobots getting in that top 2 is definitely going to give you a decent bit of start, right? We know over here in this tournament, it's just raw competitive games. There's no other stuff that's going to be involved over here. You need to be pretty much raw, mechanically skilled out there. And Revan and X-Pac has proved why they're one of the best teams out there as well. Now, getting Godin inside of the lineup as well, this just proves that this entire banner is completely a firepower-centric lineup. And that's what Sensei's realized. He's like, you know what? I've got a lot of firepower. Let's put that to use. Let's put our lineup to a complete aggression stop, and that's what he's done.
And it has worked out quite nicely for them in game number 1 itself, but hopefully, I mean, we keep talking about it. Whenever you are playing a tournament that is, well, what, this one is 21, 22 days, you're going to have to be consistent to survive these stages, and for a team like Revan and X-Pac to be placed in the lower bracket, oh man, just proves the first half of the year wasn't the greatest. Now it's time for redemption.
And you know what? Speaking of some of the more known names, I'm also going to bring up VXT once again that I was speaking of, right? For VXT, the main issue has always been about entering the zone pretty late. And once again, the same thing happened to VXT as well, right? Stage 3 hit, VXT was outside of the circle. They tried to make it inside of the circle, and once again got eliminated. I generally do think they need to be a little bit more proactive. They like to drop towards Noropnoi. It's understandable. It's pretty much at the corner of the map. You need to buckle things up.
I mean, for sure, for a team like VXT, we talked about them. Those drop clashes hurt their journey for the first half of this year, not being able to qualify for all those finals. Now, let's see how things are going to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to jump into map number 2. The map of Miramar is going to be on our screens right about now.
And even the plane flat path starting all the way from Oasis towards the bottom side, which is going to pour the Parisa. Once again, this plane flat path extremely tilted towards the top right. If the teams do want to move in towards Valle del Mar, even Chumasera, now that's going to be a tough stretch, including El Pozo as well. We might see a few pit stop collisions, and of course, I'm extremely excited to see those.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if those pit stop collision, as you mentioned, those vehicular drop clashes, who survives, who gets taken out early. But the entirety of the southwestern quadrant being denied, and we all know Laudriela, Chumasera, Valle del Mar are drop locations that team do like to use when they're off to a slow start to, well, any given tournament. So this time around as well, those options are there. It's just that you are going to have to put in a little bit extra effort to reach those drops.
And let's be honest, right? This is one of those tournaments that's going to give you that redemption arc as well.
Yeah.
A chance for you to have that redemption, a chance for you to get the revenge on everyone that has done wrong to you so far in the pro circuit. I'm also speaking of VXT over here. I'm also speaking of Assista Esports and even Revan and X-Pac. Let's talk a little bit more about Sensei and the 2023 journey that we saw this man in. In 2023, in the BGS, this guy was there in the grand finals, dominating from the start. But then later on, we saw that transition into 2024 and 2025. So far, at least before this, Sensei was completely lost. But now in this tournament, it feels like the man's once again back in form.
And talk about being back in form, it seems like the 4 players from the side of Team Insane are looking to get their form back as we see an early drop clash against the side of VXT with Glitch Reborn in the backlines. Now, how's this one going to turn out? 3 players pinned in the same building. It's never a good place to be, considering you are going to have to share that loot within those players. Not going to be easy for them to survive. But on that finished feed, Revan and X-Pac kicking things off, taking on the players of Gravity, and then they have found the first finish of the game.
Pretty much. Versatile. Brew up. And once again, Revenant X Parks is Trey Scott. He kicks things off. This man's on fire. Just imagine, right? You've got Fury, Trey Scott, Godin. What else do you want? These guys are at the peak of their careers right now.
Yeah, the only thing they want now is a trophy. That's the last thing left.
That's what I said, right? Sensei back in 2023, the man got extremely close. But then after that, we did not even see Sensei at all in the pro circuit.
I mean, I'm going to be honest about this. 2024 was a nightmare for Sensei.
Yes.
2025 so far, I mean, you look at the first half of the journey with Wildfangs. I mean, it's all been about redemption and having that amazing lad in the form of Trey's God right next to him throughout this, throughout his redemption arc just makes things a little bit easier. But Team Insane, it seems like they are looking to kick things off. Eggy's found a few nades, one lobbed to that third floor, but no connection.
So pretty much simply put, Sensei was struggling till before this tournament.
No, not actually.
Yeah, I mean, there was a third-party tournament, right? But it's a completely different concept.
I think the question we need to ask is, because, yeah, it wasn't like they were doing well in the finals, but are we happy with those signs of life we saw during the league stages of all the tournaments that happened before this?
So here's the thing, right? We're speaking of Sensei as an individual.
Yes, not the team.
Yes. Sensei as an individual was struggling till before this tournament. Let's be honest. We did not see those individual stats coming through. Yes, as a team, even Wildfangs was doing okay. I would not say extremely good. They were doing okay. But now this Revenant X Park, it feels like everyone's on the same page. Everyone's on the same line. Sensei's fragging out. Even the Assaulters are doing a great job. Everyone seems pretty well synergized.
I mean, they are doing quite well for themselves, as you mentioned. And, of course, the amount of firepower they have in their team just is going to be... It's going to make things a little bit easier. But, hey, I think we talked about him too much. Sensei goes down, the first.
There's no way. What are the odds?
Yeah. Do you think we manifested that finish?
Well, genuinely speaking, if you think about it, right, we were speaking of why Sensei was having a bad time in the past couple of years. And, well, there you go. In this game as well, the man's having a bad time. But, hey, they've already got a lot of points, right? 32 points in the first game itself. Make that 33 since Trey Scott was able to snatch 1 point away off the rip. So, yeah, Revenant X Park is pretty much in that comfort zone. But someone who's not in that comfort zone is going to be the players of BXT. But Team Insane as well. They start dropping down like flies. But Team Insane, they make sure. They're also punishing the players of BXT in return. BXT, they've only got one last man standing. And to bounce back from such a bad position, it's going to be extremely tough. Sarang, the only hope, the only glimmer of hope that's alive for VXT. Needs to pull his team back from the grave.
Hope is going to slip away extremely soon because Sarang might be able to get those revives in, but as soon as he was charging in the building, in the backlines, we saw the players from Glitch Reborn charging forward. The third party is set, and they want to move in as soon as this fight is settled between Versatile and Insane. Murnox is extremely low. Sarang gets the revive onto Shadow. Now the question is, how many first aids do you have?
I like the fact that now teams are much more opportunistic.
Yeah.
They just want to be their third party. They just want to get their hands on the elimination points. Well, if you try and look at all the way back a few months before, things were not this aggressive. Everyone wanted to play it safe. Everyone wanted to be there in the centric part. Yeah, things do work out for you, but what are the odds of you getting in the top 5 in every single game? Extremely low. It's better to just be there, take those firefights, at least get yourself 5 or 6 elimination points, and that's going to put you in a better standing.
Exactly, I completely agree with that. I mean, I've always been a big advocate of prioritizing finishes rather than placements, but hey, talk about finishes and Versatile charge forward. Insane lose another man. Dreams also picked off. The finish confirmed by the players of VXT, but the nades being lobbed by the players of Glitch Reborn are just being a nuisance to this team. They are questioning whether they can push Murnox or not, but Glitch Reborn just charged the building.
My question is, why did Team Insane let the players of VXT reset?
Why is Eggy in the back lines?
And look at another man of Team Insane just get knocked out like that. Blunders after blunders from Team Insane. They had the grip on the fight. They had the control, but they still messed up big time. Glitch X Reborn, they're pretty much over here to scoop up as many points as they can. But they know this is pretty much a feat waiting to be devoured by them. We do see a massive field trap being set up by the players of VXT on the top floor. It's going to be tough to breeze through that. But GlitchX Reborn, it's one of those teams that can make it happen. They do have a lot of utilities as well. They can constantly toss out those utilities to force the players out of their comfort zone. And that will definitely put the players versatile in quite a bad spot. And looking at Hacienda del Patron as well, it's quite a decent spot inside of the circle too.
Yeah.
So you can spend a decent bit of time over here.
Exactly. That's what makes this fight a high priority situation for all of these teams. And as you mentioned, I mean, Glitch Reborn at any time can just charge forward towards the players of Versatile, just eliminating this entire team extremely early in the game. But somewhere else, on a location far, far away, we have Mysterious 4.
Oh no.
Going up against Team Tablas, but Shadow finding that frag. Or at least a knock against the players of Glitch. Some opening, some breathing room, and they charge the stairwell. Shadow knocked out, the trade comes through, but Sarang extremely low, the weapon switch, and oh my goodness, what a whiff from the players of Glitch Reborn. Sarang almost getting taken out, but so lucky to survive.
Versatile somehow able to pull themselves back once again in the race. And GlitchX Reborn almost messing the fight up. They could have lost out to 2 players in this scuffle. But you do see that one man from Team Insane as well, just lurking around the fray, waiting for the right moment to strike. Just see those players from GlitchX Reborn, they're quite hurt. And I'm pretty sure he's just waiting for one player to stand still and make that mistake of being complacent. Heggy, his position's now known. GlitchX Reborn knows there's someone right around this fray. And Heggy just wants to hold his corner. That's all he wants to do. He's got a shotgun to play with. One man's already knocked out from GlitchX Reborn. Heggy, what was that shot? Disgusting! He's still got the pump shotgun, 4 shells in the magazine, and he's constantly firing it away. Second man taken down and dusted from the game. GlitchX Reborn, a massive blunder yet again. Whoever's deciding the third party, they're messing the fight up. And now VXT, they've got another shot at life. Sarang, the man's taken down extremely low. First, he needs to patch himself up. But look at Ralph. He's got an nade lined up, and this can be a game changer. But he does not toss it at the right mark. And that's why GlitchX Reborn, the problems will still continue for them. Team Insane Esports, this one man, he's proven to be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. But GlitchX Reborn is still in the race, and things can still be flipped apart.
I mean, the IGL showcasing why he is the IGL of a team called Insane. Just charging into the action like that. It was extremely risky, but he took down 2 players from the side of Glitch Reborn. Now the fight between VXT and Glitch seems even. Eggy can be the one catalyst deciding the fate of these rosters. Smoke dividing the line of sight. Jim Jam, he can't really see anything on the other side, but I think he has seen Shadow cross over. It's playing from sound cues, man. Everyone's completely blinded and tunnel vision, but Eggy from the corner in the back lines. Ralph OG, a key angle and a key finish. There goes Team Insane.
And it's also well, too much to deal with. The GlitchX Reborn, the players are cornered, but Jim Jam still the man striking back. One thing is for sure, Jim Jam, he's got a lot in his pocket, and this time he will pocket these 2 elimination points as well. Jim Jam, he was able to get 4 elimination around this block. Insane stuff from the guy. GlitchX Reborn, what a poppy play that was. Yes, they did mess up a bit in that fight. It's all because of that one man from Team Insane who was Eggy. Or else this could have been a good fight for GlitchX.
I mean, even way before that, even way before Eggy showed up, you remember that stairwell clash where 2 players from the side of VXT charged forward, Shadow got knocked out, Sarang survived. He should not have survived. He had like 5-10 HP on him. But that one whiff from the players of Glitch Reborn resulted in VXT resetting. So that small error has costed him 2 players in the early stages.
Johnny, to be honest, this fight was a comedy of errors.
It was
we
from
saw
everyone.
errors from VXT, we saw errors from GlitchX Reborn, we saw a lot of errors from Team Insane.
Yeah.
Whoever was taking a part in that fight was making a lot of mistakes.
Oh man, it was hilarious to be honest, but yeah, coming back to the rest of the action now that Glitch Reborn has free reigns over the buildings of Hacienda del Patron. You see that cluster forming towards the eastern half of the circuit.
Constantly tapping away, and what a knock that was! Fierce, disgusting stuff. Honestly speaking, to find a knock like that with just DMR, it's really tough.
That was impressive.
And this is what I'm telling you, man. Godin, Fierce, and Trace, these guys are at the pinnacle of their careers. They're in form, and they're looking extremely good, and they should continue what they're doing.
Set on the right path, but can they make it to the very end? It's going to be the
course they
question,
can.
but Autobots, look at that. Ralphie is going to be the man picked off. I'm left with 3 players, Autobots. I think they are going to struggle because we saw them outside the play zone. The entry, it's not going to be an easy one for sure, but Mysterious 4 just outside of Truesdale Valley, taking on the players of 2OP Official, the gatekeepers of the blue right now.
Yeah, 2OP, they've got nowhere to go. Look at bot fire. Man's trying to snake his way out, but eventually his teammate does get caught off guard and eliminated from the game as well. 2OP, they've lost out in 2 players in this scuffle. And Mysterious 4, they're looking extremely good in this game. 5 finishes already, all the 4 players still around the block. It's quite a good run. And speaking of Mysterious 4 as well, right, Johnny? Remember in 2024 BGIs, we saw this team for the first time coming in from the in-game qualifiers. And now they're actually making a name for themselves. It's quite good to see that, right?
It is, definitely is, and especially when you see the individuals that they have in the roster as well. I think Snowjord is one of those recognizable names that we've seen over the last year just be extremely consistent, doesn't matter which roster he plays in. And Mysterious 4, even in the recent event, did quite decent, I have to say, from my perspective. But let's see this time as they move up north, Autobots in sight. Are we actually going to see them take that fight? Because right now it seems like priority is going to be how to enter the circle.
True.
Spotted out though.
Autobots, previous game was extremely good. And probably do want to be the burning torch consistency as well. Autobots esports, shots were taken against the foes in the front. Now Lobster's backing away. And whenever I hear the name Lobster, I go all the way back to the banner of TWM.
Yep.
Third World Mafias. And Lobster, the journey started from there for this guy.
Yeah.
Back in 2023, we saw the guy. He failed to make it to the grand finals.
But this is a very interesting mix-up that we have going. Lobster coming in with Autobots esports.
Yeah.
Because in the recent days, Lobster, he's been in phenomenal form, and so has Areeb. So this team also packs a punch. But the question is, do they find contact with that hit or no?
Even Ralph, right? You can't really ignore the fact that even this man is quite the OG.
I mean, Ralph, back in the days with Glitch Reborn, phenomenal, but since he left the roster, went on to Alibaba Raiders, now playing with Autobots, it's not the same Ralph that we used to see back in 2023.
Well, Johnny, to be honest, it's not the same zone as well. We're not able to see now.
I mean, yeah, fair. Oh boy, but let's see. I mean, Mysterious 4, you mentioned the zone, and they are struggling to find a deep enough space to play around with. This is going to be a troublesome position for them to be in. A lot of teams in their way.
And generally speaking, for Rider Esports, yeah, that was probably the best thing they could have done. Just run away. I do understand at that point in time, their confidence can be questioned. When you're up against a team like Sinaway Esports, who's in a red-hot form, it's better to just back away.
For sure.
And you do not even have enough men to go for this clash. So, yeah.
I mean, as soon as you mentioned Sinway, I think we need to talk about Rex Boy, the next big thing, it seems like.
The entirety of this banner is the next big thing. Let's be honest. A team that came in out of nowhere in the recent third-party tournament, dominated so well. They're in the top 3.
Yeah.
And now over here as well, at least the start was decent. It was not extremely bad.
You know what? Spero mentioned this, actually. Like, Moksh is one of the players from this team who has, like, just played one LAN, which was the recent third party that happened. And that's it. That's all the LAN experience that this team has. Imagine you are in a state of flow. You did quite well in a big event, and now you show up for the showdown. But showdown happening between Mad Kings and Visista Esports. Trade come through. Scary Jod finding the second like that. Impressive.
It's not looking good for Visista Esports, though. Scary Jod. The man was taken down extremely low and eventually taken out of the game as well. Mad Kings looking pretty good, and that was a mad dash as well.
It was.
I'm pretty sure they were booking everything towards this position because they knew they were not looking too good before this one. But now Mad Kings, they're getting third-partied as well. Unfortunate circumstance they're being put into. And that too by the players of Revenant and X-Park. These guys are absolute psychopaths. You would not want to face them. They would straight up make a pounce.
I mean, Crazy is definitely going to be a big menace for Mad Kings to survive. And a lot of pressure on Shadow actually on top of that hill. He's going to be the man responsible for keeping Revenant X-Pac at bay, but there's another team in the back lines in the form of Team Insane. And they can cause a lot of harm. My apologies, it's destroyed the Million Esports in the back line. And Mad King's clutch guard. Oh no, he's out into the open. Apollo as well. Trace has a free line of fire. Forces Apollo to crouch down, run into cover. Trace got dropped extreme low. The nade right next to him. And there's the knock the Kings were looking for.
No cover to work with. The room for error was extremely low. And Trace messed up. But still Revenant X-Pac, they're inside of the game. Tables can be flipped. The script can be flipped. But Clutch God, he wants to get the confirmation first. He just wants to try and stop the players of Revenant X-Pac and their domination at that point. Because he knows the moment Revenant X-Pac gets a second chance at life, they will make the most out of it. In this game, Revenant X-Pac, all the synergy that we saw in the previous game, it's like it's down the drain now.
Yeah.
They're making individual decisions, and I guess it's all because of the previous game. It was such a massive banger that now the players are lackluster. But hold on to that thought. Godin and Trace. The fact that Trace was a little bit far away from Godin is concerning. But Fierce and Godin now playing in tandem, this is going to be interesting. Mad Kings, yes, they were able to get the claim onto Trace as well. But Mad Kings, since they've got two players standing too, this is a proper fight.
It is a proper 2v2 between these two sides. And I mean, I'm very impressed, by the way, Necro, with how ClutchGuard was able to survive, get his teammates back into a fighting position, and now it seems like Revenant X-Pac could be done for. ClutchGuard from the flank. It could again be the jump shots from the UMP that find a spray, but no! It's gonna be Goten with the DBS, who finds ClutchGuard. The knock finish comes through. And now Apollo is gonna be the last man standing. No utility to damage the two men in front of him.
He has got a decent bit of smokes, and Goten, now the man's gonna move out. He's got a lot of confidence. Pushes up to the face and eliminates him. John, remember, Gordon has always been one of those players that likes to play in quite a poppy manner. He's always been the standout player. But now look at this, GlitchX Reborn, they come in with the third party instantly. Not giving enough time to the players of Revenant X-Pac going for that reset. But still Fierce, he's the one to kickstart things. Gordon's taken down extremely low, still it's completely fine. Ralph is the only man that's surviving for GlitchX Reborn. And I highly doubt he can do a lot. The room for error is extremely low. He cannot make a lot of mistakes in this fight. And that's going to be the end. Godin is taking down another man from GlitchX Reborn.
That could have been two perfect third parties coming in from Glitch Reborn. Not perfect, but two valuable third parties for Glitch Reborn had they won this one as well. But finishing the game with 5 points, not too shabby. Revenant X-Pac on the other side. Necro. Who are you calling lackluster, my friend? They have 8 finishes in the bag again.
Yeah, I mean,
take your words back.
I'm speaking of the team play side, right? But yeah, as long as you're getting the point, it does not matter. Yeah, I'm taking my words back. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, so, okay, I mean, I agree with you. They were getting extremely clumsy because Trace got overextended and then they just charged towards an exposed position. Lost Sensei in the early game for no reason, but it's Revenant X-Pac, man. I mean, these individuals, they are built different, but Morks, you gotta be careful. Ooh. Doesn't matter. 180 shot to the face. Exist? Well, he is not gonna exist in this game anymore.
Man got sent back to his childhood. Oh boy, what a disgusting shot that was.
Yeah.
But Sinway just backing away from that spot instantly the moment they got that elimination point confirmed. Team Altitude, a little bit in the close proximity as well, but there's also Alibaba Raiders right next to him. Sinway, they're now starting to face the brunt. They've lost out a Ninja. Things not looking too good for them either. But Revenant X-Pac, they continue their wrath and their domination. Fierce was able to find one of the knocks. That's a pretty good play from Revenant X-Pac. Still trying to keep themselves in the race. Even though they've only got 2 players standing, they're still not backing away from fights. You love to see that. Sheer confidence. But Team Altitude, now they want to take a fight against the players of Alibaba Raiders. They've been a bit of that pain in the foot for Team Altitude for such a long time. And maybe now they just want to kickstart things. Alibaba Raiders inside of that smoke. The nade was tossed extremely close. Eagle's going to try to make that great escape, and maybe the man will do so as well. But no, it spins out in the open. Such a massive blunder. Alibaba Raiders on the verge of being compromised. And the second knock. What am I watching? Beautiful stuff. The second man's down as well. Altitude. This is the way to take a fight.
Third party comes through from the back lines. 2 players knocked out. This is what I wanted to talk about. Altitude Esports, Bunny in particular, so much attention given to the players of Alibaba Raiders, and he completely forgot about the 2 lads from Sinway that were hiding behind him. And now they have to pay a heavy price for that. But Altitude, let's see if they can recover. Autobots charging their way. Arib on the finish fade. We see him finding those picks. Easy's going to be picked off from the side of Altitude. 2 players left. Cloud somehow still survives. Lobster, high ground, does not have the angle though. This is going to be a tough corner, by the way. Not a corner, but a tough point off the circle to breach through the northwestern edge.
Yeah.
Because there's Sinway, and these are teams just with duos surviving. There's Altitude, there's Sinway, there was Altitude, let me correct myself. There's Autobots remaining though.
Few names getting eliminated. Revan and X-Park though still somehow making their presence being felt. 10 elimination points gathered. And of course a few placement as well to top it off. Position that they've got, of course they're in quite a great spot as of now. Mysterious 4 next to the players of Team Tamalas. For Team Tamalas, the only problem have been their passive playstyle. And once again, it's digging their own grave.
It is. I mean, they need to make sure that they get those points one way or the other. Survival alone is not going to help you stay in the top 12. Messieurs 4 on the other side doing quite decent this game. 6 finishes secured. They have the entire roster available. They made it to the top 7, so they can walk away with a few extra placement points as well. But oh my goodness, Alibaba Raiders. And this time it's going to be Troy Tamilin Esports that raid the crate of Joyesh.
That's counted out, but look at Alibaba Raiders. They're not done yet. Also charging on towards the players to sit away, but it's just
done.
one man taking the matters in his own hands. Utilities tossed out, another nade tossed right in that shack, and Sinaway has to vacate it. What am I watching? This is such a confusing affair, but eventually the man got knocked by his own nade.
He didn't get knocked, man. He got finished by his own nade over there. He was the last man for the team. And Sinaway Esports, I mean, both the teams, in fact, Alibaba Raiders and Sinaway, that was a panic charge. Both of them lobbed nades at each other and then just pushed forward for that battle. But Sinaway Esports, 4 points on the board, top 6 finish. I mean, they are going to get... Well, they need a few more placement points from this game, at least.
Oh. But Autobots Esports, once again, there in the final few.
Yeah.
Somehow this team knows how to play that survival game. What a disgusting spray that was. Tracing the man to his dome. Try to Tamilin Esports a bit far away from Lobster, so they cannot even find any sort of confirmed information yet. Autobots Esports, they've got the number well. And at this point in time, the position that Autobots Esports has, they need to sacrifice this soon.
Yeah, they definitely do. They need those finishes because for a team that is just down to 2 players, it's close to impossible to just make that bounce inside of the zone. Lobster, though, is trying to shut down the players of Troy Tamilin Esports. Isn't on the opposite edge. Damage traded out from either side. Lobster on the wrong end of the stick. And Sinaway Esports, Rexboy just hiding in the middle of both these 2 titans. Can be the game changer for sure. Troy Tamilin on the move. Shots come through. Lobster looking for that frag. Arib is going to be the man finding the knock, but Rexboy, I believe he has been spotted out.
Oh no, problems continue for that one man from Sinaway. His teammate was taken away by that one player a while ago. And now for Sinaway, just this one guy. He's got a lot of that burden on his shoulder. From Autobots Esports, once again, the man needs to keep on having that good spot in the hands if he wants to survive at least till the top 3 and 4. Now against the players of GVT, even this is going to be extremely concerning. A fight in the final few moments. Everyone's going to have those line of sights, and everyone's going to try to at least take a few shots away or maybe steal a few elimination points away. Mysterious 4 in quite the concerning spot. One of the mans taken down to critical HP. Let's see how this one's going to pan out. And unfortunately for Sinaway Esports, Rexboy gets eliminated by the play zone.
And top 5 finish again for Sinaway. Not enough eliminations in this game, but look at this. Revenant Xbox, they make it to the top 4. 11 finishes on the board. It seems like Goten and Fierce now just plan on hunting anyone and everyone they get their sights on. Gravity on the other side, stuck. All thanks to the players of Mysterious 4. It's going to be Naman who's blocking their way. Cyrus knocked out, Knight right next to him. Ideally, you would expect another nade to be lobbed in this silo, but Mysterious 4 seems like they are out of quibbles at this point.
If Revenant X Spark somehow ends up getting a chicken dinner from this given place, I will literally jump out of my chair.
I would like to see that.
Okay, that's kind of weird now. You just made it kind of weird. But you know what? Revenant X Spark, though, for them, the game at the start was definitely looking pretty weird. But now the way it's shaping out, it's looking pretty good. Mysterious 4, the only possible contender that can stop the players of Revenant X Spark, or maybe even Autobots Esports. Look at Lobster and Reeb. They've got a decent split. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why Reeb has positioned himself over there in that spot is to backstab them.
So what is happening right now? I mean, you are correct. He is there so he can just capitalize on all of the attention that's, or chaos actually, that's being caused by the players of Gravity, by the players of Mysterious 4 on the other side, and Lobster.
Wow.
But Areeb, his timing needs to be precise. Revenant X Spark can be caught off guard. That nade from Lobster, phenomenal. And Gravity, they are being pushed into his line of fire as the blue zone is closing in. Lobster backs off though. Not really committing to that fight anymore.
Blue's gonna do a lot of chip damage.
They have
Gravity.
14 finishes again.
Yeah. Revenant X Spark is a completely different beast. A force to be reckoned with. It's not just a spark now, it's a volcanic eruption. It's like Revenant X Spark are the demons and everyone in the lobby is just a mere mortal.
For sure, man.
They're just devouring anyone that stands in their way. Fierce and Godin, the only two men standing, and this is going to be a nuclear performance for Godin. He finds yet another strike. How is he able to do this? Someone stop Godin. If this man keeps on playing this way, the competition will be next to none for Revenant X Spark. Now blows the personal, pulls out the shot, wants to get the confirmation as well. There's another man in the front, and Godin will take him down both single-handedly. This is some disgusting stuff from Godin. The demon's devouring any mortal that stands against him. And this demon has no mercy. The final two men surviving in the front, and Godin, he wants to conquer the grounds of Miramar as well, next to his teammates. A legendary run from Revenant X Spark in the first two games that will be noted down in the books of history.
I mean, the first game itself was quite phenomenal, and this one, again, a repetition of that map of Wrangle 2 versus 2, Autobots versus Revenant X Spark. Fierce and Goten, as you mentioned, this man has already gone Super Saiyan. It's the ammunition that's holding him back. It's the utility that's holding him back, not allowing him to move forward. But hey, look at that, finds the S12 Quay, switches back to the DBS once he has those shotgun rounds. And is the AUG actually empty now? Fierce goes down, and I think this time the chicken dinner might be stolen away. Goten stuck in a 1v2. Both the players spotted out. Gets up, takes the first down. 1v1. No, can he get the second? HP extremely low, and finally he falls at the hands of Areeb. Autobots, they roll out, but at what cost, Necro?
I mean, look, at this point in time for Autobots Esports, even they have been one of the most consistent teams, right?
Yeah.
The previous game as well, they were there in the top two. In this game as well, they were there in the top two. So we can't say the top two has remained the same, which is, of course, a great thing. But now watching teams like Gravity as well making that mark in the top 5 of that game, it's also quite great to see. Even Mysterious 4 were there, but Autobots Esports, they definitely needed this game to bring that confidence up. Before now, we got to toss to a short break. After the break, we'll be back with the post-game analysis.
स्वागत है देवियों सज्जनों आपका एक और बार एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद क्राफ्टन इंडिया ई स्पोर्ट्स प्रेजेंट
Hello everyone and welcome back
शोडाउन
to
2025 में मैं इंजीनियर वाइली और मेरे साथ यहाँ पर जुड़ते हुए नजर आएंगे इस ब्रेक के बाद रावत कैसे आप रावत पिछले मैच में ऑटोबॉट एक बढ़िया चिकन लेकर गए
Apologize for the delay so far. We wanted to make sure all the networks has been resolved so far, and all things considered here in 2 games back to back, Revenant Xbox and Autobots making it in towards the top 2 here between Group A and B. It seems like the hot cake right now is going to be Autobots as well as Revenant Xbox.
I mean, when you talk about the hot cakes, it seems like one is a cupcake and the other one is like a full 2 kg massive piece with chocolate topping and every good thing that you could ask for, as many cherries as you want. Because Revenant Xbox, man oh man, 2 matches back to back, double-digit finishes. They make it to the top 2, chicken dinner in the first game, second position in the next. And now all we are hoping to see is, are they going to get double-digit finishes in game number 3? And are we going to see them, well, probably secure another chicken dinner or not, or maybe another podium?
Well, for all things considered here, Revenant Xbox has definitely pulled the lead by a huge margin here, because by the end of today, if they are still in the top 8, that means Group B as well as Group C are in trouble, because currently Group A is going to be playing a total of 3 games. Group C is going to be playing a total of 3 games. And for Group B, they are going to be playing a total of 6 games today. So the goal for especially each and every single team coming from Group B is only one thing. By the end of today, if you are not in top 8, you're in trouble.
You know, I agree with what you mentioned. I mean, Group B, the pressure is on them as well. But again, they have a massive opportunity to be consistent in those matches. Although we haven't seen that in the first 2 games at least. And if we talk about the big names from Group B, Visista Esports.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see them in the first 2 matches?
First match got completely shut down by Revenant Xbox. Like, don't get me wrong, Visista Esports made the right play. Oh, you know what? Revenant Xbox crashed on the Team Tamilas. Let's crash this. The moment they crashed, Team Tamilas... sorry, let me correct myself. Revenant Xbox cleaned out Team Tamilas so fast, made a very, very quick decision, say, you know what, let's ignore these guys. These guys are scared of us. They're not going to third-party us. Let's focus on the immediate threat. In less than 5 seconds, cleaned out everyone from Visista. I was like, what was that play coming from Revenant Xbox? That was just insane shot calling. I don't know if it was Sensei, I don't know if it was Goten or what, but it seems like now with the addition of Goten coming in for Revenant Xbox, which initially at the start of the day, I was very concerned. I saw the list. Oh, Goten, 5th player. Isn't this that guy that stole 8-Bit's chicken dinner as a solo player long time ago and secured a chicken dinner? Oh, wait, isn't that guy that somehow got enough points to help the team qualify for a LAN event? Wait, it is the same guy.
It's the miracle worker.
And I was surprised. This was the 5th player of Revenant Xbox? And then after seeing game 1, game 2, oh, guess what? Let's start him in a starting 4. Well, undeniably, he is going to be, as of yet, the Finnish leader.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive on both of those matches. And as we talk about Goten, we can't really forget the man that was right next to him during that map of Miramar as well. Fierce. Impressive as always. Comes with the firepower, comes with the experience, and knows how to synergize with these young players extremely well. And of course, that's not it. There's another young athlete in the lineup, Praise God.
Yeah, that's going to be something that we have to talk about as well here. But of course, when you brought up, I think you brought out a very, very interesting point coming in from Visista Esports as well. In particular, I think in terms of performance-wise, need I remind you that for those guys watching as well, here in BMSD, every single team that has been invited was based on performance-based, based on their BMPS and also BGIS and also other third parties. And based on the performance base here, especially coming from Visista, I feel like there was a mixture between like Goblin, you know, there was a legit thing, you know, coming from Seoul, especially from Manya. We also have things like Board Army Esports, especially coming from Scary Jot. I would feel like Scary Jot made his debut really well with Board Army Esports and BGIS, but the moment he left and went for Visista Esports, things didn't really go well for them. And interesting enough, that old Board Army Esports ended up joining Iron X DMG and proceeds to win BMPS. So my question was Scary Jot the star during his days on Board Army Esports, or the team made him the star?
Hey man, this is like some Christopher Nolan level of understanding that you're going to need to break down what you just said. Because what you say, I mean, it's hard to contemplate that. As you said, a star player leaves for a different team filled with, well, on paper, better players, but then that team that was supposed to perform just ends up bombing every single tournament that they play after that big change that happened. And then the team that he left originally just ends up improving by multiple folds in the very next tournament.
Proceeds to go to GC as well.
Exactly. Proceeds to win a big international qualifier in the form of BMPS, and then proceeds to be the team to represent India on an international stage after a long time. And they earned a little bit of respect for themselves over there as well. Did quite decent, I have to say. For a team that's never set foot on a stage like that, I was okay. But Scary Jord, again, in Visista Esports, what I have felt, I mean, and this is truly just basing it off of a recent third party that happened, that there's too much pressure put on that one individual.
Yeah, it's not just your recent third party as well, right?
Yeah.
We have to also talk about BMPS in particular, right? Scary Job was the guy that we hyped up. You know, this guy was the goaltend level clutch meister, right? Goaltend has pretty much solidified himself as an opener, especially here for today. But for Scary Job, seems a little bit shaky because I didn't see too much finishes coming from him as well in this past 2 games. So is it the pressure? Is it what? Like, I was able to get a couple of chat. He was very nice, just hi, everything. But I could not bring myself to ask him a very harsh reality question. It was like, Scary Jord, what the heck happened to you? Why do you suck so bad now? What's going on? Like, I couldn't bring myself. Like call me being a, you know, you can call me being a not nice guy and everything, but I just could not bring myself to ask him what happened.
I don't blame you. I mean, he's a good kid. He's a
nice guy,
nice human being. So you do not want to hurt his feelings, especially before a big day.
Exactly.
Right
like
now,
I wouldn't want to, you know, jeopardize, you know, my professional ethics, you know, to go and sabotage teams. We're not biased casters. We just nice people. Yeah. We just mediate people, you know, information and gossips and spills and teas.
Yeah, and teas especially. But I think from the side of Visista Esports, there's not going to be a lot of tea. I think they're still just trying to figure out how to make
I've got
things
tea
work.
for you if
have?
you want.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, this upcoming match is going to be Sandhawk, right? This is a tea coming from Phoenix.
Okay.
Phoenix is going to drop Clash Rider in bootcamp.
Okay.
But Phoenix is not playing here yet. So that's a tea for you for game number 4. I don't know who is it from Phoenix. He brought in a piece of paper, printed out, you know, from somewhere.
Ash. It was Ash.
Yeah, it was Ash, right? Yeah. So printed out a whole like maps of Group A, B, C on where all the teams are. And I saw like, Phoenix, oh, isn't Phoenix going to be in Yasnaya? And he's like, no, I'm Phoenix. I'm like, huh? Isn't the Phoenix that we know, you know, was the reason why, if you think about it, back then, the old Revenant X Park, which is now the currently VST, and kicked them out. So I'm surprised they're conceding the Rider Esports. But instead, when I saw the Sandhawk map, oh, Rider's going to be bootcamp. Phoenix is going to contest. Guess what? I do recall that the old Wildfangs likes bootcamp too. Well, Godlike doesn't really like bootcamp. They like Paradise a little bit more. So who else is going to contest it? So I'm very surprised this choice that they came. But of course, it does change tentatively, right?
I mean, if you think about it, at the crux of it all, it is a high risk, high reward situation. Because if you end up winning those fights, you are going to end up walking away with a lot of elimination points in the very early stages of the game. The only problem is you need to be prepared to play the rest of the match, 1 player down, 2 player down, because there is no way if you're drop clashing 2 different teams at the same time, you survive with all 4 players intact. The odds are going to be stacked against you. Even if you get 4 or 5 finishes, just get out of there.
Yeah, we saw moments, especially in bootcamp, right? Rider Esports is shutting down Godlike, shutting down Soul as well. Just shutting out everybody, right? So Rider Esports has pretty much solidified that, hey, they're really good at bootcamp. But will it be challenged once more? That's going to be my question. Because
I want to see.
That's one. He wants to see. I'm spilling that Phoenix is coming for Game 4.
Yeah.
But this previous 3 games, what went wrong for Rider? Because I could not see Rider Esports' performance. Like, the things that you expect out of Exist, the things that you expect out of Famey, just didn't work out. It feels like they're just not accustomed to how LAN environment is. It feels like they were just kind of lost. Or Revenant Xbox just played an absolute phenomenal game.
I think for Erangel, I have no answer about what happened, but at least for Miramar, I think it was just the rotations not really working out their way. Not really having an answer to gatekeepers as well. They do not have the keys yet, so they are not being let through into the circle in the late stages. The only solution to this problem is just charge early. Take control of the center early. That way you won't have to fight for the edges. You won't have to fight for survival. You won't have to fight for space. And as long as you keep avoiding those fights, keep your players intact, keep all 4 players alive, towards the end of the game, you end up getting like 4 to 5 eliminations. That's a 15-point match right there.
And based on this performance.